Hello, welcome to episode 27 of the Loud Equals Funny podcast.
Yay. It's the Rockstar episode. If you die while listening to this one, then that means you're cool.
Yep.
What you should do is see if you can get the Game Awards music, the
Oh.
Please Wrap It Up theme, and then just start
Ooh.
playing that as I'm saying the episode number.
I might
We
have to
could
do
do a we could do a thing where we do a horrible YouTube skit. It's like, oh, what? Oh, and we act as if we can hear the music happening.
that. Yeah.
But that sounds really annoying.
Oh man, that's going on right now. If I remember
Oh
to
no.
end this, yes.
Oh no. There's
Oh,
the
dear.
maybe music. I'm not sure.
Well,
Yes.
that just means to talk louder, because this is loud equals funny.
Yeah, let me just turn up my gain. I'm not going to turn my gain up a bunch. I keep forgetting where I have it set.
Yeah, if I fuck my gain up, it just fucks the audio completely. So I just haven't tried it anymore.
Ooh.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
But welcome, folks. It is the post Game Awards. We're gonna spend some time talking about that, how they fucked some things up. There's a
Yeah.
lemonade that kills you.
There's now
Elon's
eliminate
being-
that kills you.
Elon's got a new woke child, another one,
Yeah.
and many more.
Yeah. A second child is hippie Elon Musk. Yes.
Oh no, that's quite
All
a way
right.
to phrase it.
Yeah.
So, shit, what should we start with?
Do you got anything you want to go with? Because I've got one thing I can start with first.
Oh, well, maybe we should just, talk about Game Awards and then go from there.
Yeah. It
So
was-
Game Awards, huh?
We all streamed the Game Awards.
Yeah, we
Yes.
did. Live reacting. Some moments we were reacting positively, and others we were like, "What the fuck?" But
Yeah, I was like silent throughout most of it because I was just like, yeah, all right, that happened.
Yeah, they announced that one.
there were some good things.
Oh yeah, there were some really good things.
My two biggest highlights were, I think it's probably the highlight for a lot of people, were Sega's announcements. Plural.
Yeah, new Jet Set Radio, new Crazy Taxi.
Shinobi, Golden
Shinobi,
Axe,
Golden Axe.
Streets of Rage, fuck.
Oh,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Now, if we had just gotten Comic Zone there too, it would have been perfect.
I don't know that Comic Zone is going to work necessarily in 3D, but
Oh.
I'd like to see them try.
But they did Shinobi in 2D. I mean, it's
True.
Yeah,
That's
they
true.
could do like either a 2.5D kind of deal, just make it like really cel shaded
yeah.
I mean,
and stylish, or they could just do 2D.
as
Get.
far
Hand
as
drawn 2D would be nice.
what's up here?
I was gonna say get the kind of devs that are working on that Shinobi game to kind of, push in that direction too. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I mean, they announced it as like a whole new era thing, so it's like, hey, everybody, this is what we're cooking. Remember when we had more than like 2 franchises and only one of them was managed well? Yakuza 8 coming out later this next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said they wanted to go back to like the rebellious attitude that they had in the 90s, which hey, good luck.
I mean, the trailer
Well-
ended with a guy screaming Sega. We're so
Yeah, you
fucking
had
back.
this- You had that. You had, I mean, it's Jet Set Radio. It's worth noting that it's Jet Set Radio. It seems to be a remake or something.
I heard it's a reboot.
Yeah, at the very least, it seems like either a reboot or if they're doing it, it's like a sequel with more modern styles
Well,
around.
I wanted to say that future was a sequel to the first game, but it actually isn't. It's like another universe, even though it's like the same game, but just in the future a little bit. So you think it's a sequel, but it's technically also a reboot. So I guess this is just the second reboot of Jet Set Radio, which I guess it looks pretty good. The Golden Axe looked okay-ish.
Yeah.
The one that I thought looked kind of bad was Crazy Taxi. Just had like kind of a
Yeah.
PS3 look to
Crazy
it.
It had a
looked
bit of
super
that, like-
early.
It had a bit of that Mario and Unreal look.
What I
Yeah.
think we're seeing here is like one, they wanted, like, they're excited. These must at least be exciting enough to show Crazy Taxi in that early of state. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
I
It was
guess,
pretty
yeah.
early.
I mean, excited or desperate, but Sega seems to be doing generally
Yeah,
fine.
Like,
with-
Sega
No, I mean,
business-wise,
Sega's been leaning on Sonic, Yakuza, and
And Persona.
Persona
Total War
for
also.
a long
Total War
time.
2. Yeah.
Yeah, but like
And also
those are
the
the main
fucking
three.
the Football Manager series too.
So I feel like if
Actually,
they
yeah.
keep up those, then they should be fine to just experiment a little bit. But hopefully it doesn't fuck
Yeah.
anything up.
Yeah, and it's a good thing that we got some Jet Set Radio because Bomb Rush Cyberpunk got nothing. We
Yeah,
complained last time
no,
about that.
it
It
did
didn't
get
get any
something. It got
announcements.
shafted.
Yeah.
It got shafted.
Hey,
Well,
I mean,
Pizza Tower got fucking shafted.
Yeah, good
here's an interesting
lord. The
question
fuck
though.
is a cocoon?
What
I've
is
heard
like?
it's good, but
How must it suck to be a game nominated 7 times and get nothing?
Do
And
you want me to pull up
here's the thing.
the
I like Spider-Man, but I was like, yeah, there's only
how
like
must,
2 awards and it should have been nominated
how
for.
must it suck to be a game created from the ground up to be the game of the year and then not even win Best RPG, Starfield? How does that
Eh.
suck?
Yeah, that's the only thing they got. Not what did they get
Although
nominated for something
I
it,
else?
don't
it's
think
it,
so.
but here's the thing. I would have swapped I would have swapped what's his name for Peter Parker. I just zoned out. I almost said Troy
Mm,
McClure, but I'm like, that's Simpsons. I
Troy
don't know.
Baker?
Yuri Lowenthal.
Yuri Lowenthal. I would have swapped him for Elias Tufexis from
Oh.
Starfield. I liked him in that game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It was just a very, like, I guess they couldn't nominate, the lady who played Karlak or the guy who played Raphael or any
Yeah.
other second person from one of the games already nominated. So they kind of had to make it like, but even then, it's like, I don't
But there were
know.
so like
You go with
fucking
Mary Jane or something,
yeah.
even. I mean, like that actor or the guy playing Harry was, doing an interesting thing for Harry that is unusual for the character. The only thing I can really say about Yuri Lowenthal in that game is just that he doesn't quite sound like Yosuke, and that's about it. That's about the most I can say. I don't know why.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess it's just Spider-Man is popular, so put that one on the
yeah.
best actor.
The Spider-Man 2 stands are getting are going insane on Twitter even still.
Yeah, they're all over the
There's this one
place.
fucking hilarious tweet that I'm looking at now from ASC fucking sloth emoji. Of course he's fucking verified. Baldur's Gate 3 winning Game of the Year over this is crazy, and it is a cutscene of Miles getting thrown by Sandman.
Yeah, it's a cool
It is a
cutscene,
cutscene,
Well,
but
okay, is it the
and
one where he
then
goes flying all the way
yeah,
across the city?
yeah.
yeah, it's a cool cutscene, but
To
also
be
it's a
fair,
cutscene.
yeah, to be fair, but that is like a in-engine, they do it. It's very impressive when they do it,
Yeah,
but
it's
that
super
still
cool.
doesn't like, I mean, well, it's impressive, but it's also like, is it Spider-Man 2 that's impressive, or is it the PS5 that's impressive, now that I'm thinking
It
about it?
can be
Yeah, and
both. It can be
also
both.
he replied with a follow up. Baldur's Gate 3 gameplay. It's a picture of two fucking dice. Not even the right dice. They're gambling six-sided dice.
Eh.
Yeah, I mean,
These
you might
people.
just not be. Maybe it's not your thing. I don't know, man.
Also,
Yeah.
I would have replaced him with the guy who does Alan Wake, Matthew Porretta, I believe,
Mm.
because
Yeah,
Although Alan
he's
Wake
fighting
2
for
did
his
get a
life.
nomination. True.
Yeah.
yeah, it's
Also,
interesting that that wasn't an option. Him, wasn't the lady character? She was
oh yeah,
nominated, right?
okay, yeah, you're right. Yeah, but
Yeah,
still,
I
I
don't know why
mean,
they can't have two. I guess they just can't have two from the same game. It's like,
I
it's
mean,
the
I guess it's
game wins the
unfair,
award.
but it's like, yeah,
Well,
it's these two actors are doing pretty good.
yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of stuff from this year though that you think that I don't know. You could have looked toward. I don't know. There's probably some lesser release from like a few months ago that probably had some good performances that got overlooked in favor of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I don't know. I agreed with a lot of the awards. There was the whole Dave the Diver thing, which was pretty dumb.
Yeah, which it
The
did end up
definitely an
winning.
indie game. Trust us.
I mean, hey, it didn't end
Yeah,
up winning. Like,
it didn't. No.
I feel like everyone's tone would have changed if that would have ended up winning. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, well, you know what was funny though? I don't know if we want to move into this, but
Yeah.
in the Game Awards, I think last year they had the voice of God of War man, Kratos,
Yep.
Christopher Judge
Yeah, I do
gave
have
some
something
kind of
about that real quick.
well, I was just gonna with the context that, last year, if you're not aware, he had did he win an award and he
Yeah,
was
he won
accepting
best
it?
Yeah.
performance.
He won
One best
best
performance
performance.
gave a 7 minute and 59 second speech.
It was, and I think it was for charity or something. Like the longer he was on there,
No,
the more.
no, it just was
Nah,
him
nah.
going at it.
Yeah, he was
No, I
going
thought
at
that
it.
was like a thing that
People,
was
no,
like
no, no.
it was benefiting.
People were really happy about it because the Game Awards was giving away one Steam Deck every minute.
Yeah.
Oh, right, that's what
So
it
he
is. Okay,
So
so he
so
gave like 7 Steam Decks to people
at
essentially.
least 7
sure.
people have a Steam Deck now because of Christopher
Well,
Judge.
that's the
So
most important
before
charity.
we get into the aftermath of his big speech, he did come up to present the new, like, this year's best performance, and he
Yeah.
made a comment. He said, my speech was about 8 minutes long, but it's still shorter than the latest Call of Duty campaign.
It's longer than the
And
latest COD campaign.
oh yeah, longer. Sorry,
You're good.
I'm a little fucked up. I went harder
Well,
than I have before in the gym.
they cut immediately when he said that to these guys in the audience. Was that the dudes that like the director of Call of Duty or
I
something?
don't
I did
I
not
don't think
recognize
so.
'Cause
them.
they were looking very stern and like they weren't happy with that comment, and I'm like, that has to be someone involved in the money in this
I'll,
situation.
I'll be honest,
The
I'm not certain on that one.
Maybe
However,
not.
that being said, there were some Call of Duty developers who got real fucking mad at his comment.
I
And
did
an
see it.
actor,
Yeah.
and an actor.
Oh.
And an actor.
Yeah,
I
I'll
don't know
pull it up.
why. I don't
I'll
know
pull it
why
up.
he's getting mad. He
Hey,
just
listen,
participated.
I only had to be in the studio for half an hour this year. Come on now.
Now, the funniest part is that there it's only one of the tweets that this IGN article here sources. It's like, hey, bro, come on, just be nice. We're doing our best. The other two are basically bigger number, better person. So the first one is from I'm just gonna be real. I don't know how to pronounce this, and I'm very sorry. His Twitter candle his Twitter candle.
Twitter candle.
Twitter candle. Yeah, his Twitter handle is IDDQD_AJ.
Okay.
And it says, quote unquote, funny. But yeah, the metrics say that COD absolutely destroys all God of War games, probably combined TBH. And in is also equally laughable, if not more. So
Yeah.
really good, buddy. Really good, AJ. Barely string a sentence together. Also said bigger number, better person. So very cool.
I love rice gum, but the question is, how relevant is the number? Because is it a big relevant number or is it an irrelevant number? I don't know.
That's the thing. All Christopher Judge says was that, hey, this year's Call of Duty campaign was kind of short.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
all
he
he
didn't
really
even
said.
talk about the crunch or the layoffs or anything. All the big daring joke he dared to make was that the campaign was a little short.
And then
And people are still mad.
Tickle Matter at Tickle Matter says, imagine having $Hort. I don't know what that's supposed to be, but it's supposed to be. I mean, it's supposed to be short, but I don't know why you put $. Imagine having short user engagement once your game is consumed. Can't relate. Hashtag Game Awards. Yawning emoji.
Wow, they're
Buddy,
really scrambling.
buddy, where's your game of the award? Where's your game of the year award, huh? Where's your game of the year? Last time you fucking won something was best sound design, and honestly, you stole that shit from Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, well, I mean, I guess they don't care too much about the awards because they make so much money, but
Yes,
Well, I mean,
bigger number, better
they
person.
clearly do
We have
care
user
about the awards,
engagement.
though.
I will say this: if you're working with COD mines, you do have at least job security.
Not
Well,
necessarily.
If this like there hasn't been a
In
layoff
in
on any
in
of
a
the.
in Activision, I feel like at any moment you're a disposable fucking,
Well, no, you get shuffled to the COD mines. That's what happens. You're not disposable. You're just shuffled to the mines. There is job security of a mine.
Oh, gee, that's great.
Look,
Zane says
Some-
with a big smile on his face.
look. Okay,
There'll never be another Crash Bandicoot game. The
I
mines.
never said. At least now with the fact that like Microsoft owns it, we might get a Crash Bandicoot 5.
That would be nice.
Comparatively,
It's not going to happen, but it would be nice.
Well, speaking of Christopher Judge, though,
Yes.
it's funny because he went out on stage. He he started to make a joke about his last year speech and how long it was, and immediately they started playing the music to.
Which, yeah, that was a funny joke. I really hope they
That
don't
was-
do it for real.
Yeah, it was a funny joke because he was one of the first people, like, during their main show. Well, it's also worth noting that there was an extended period with this just frankly very unfortunate and annoying woman.
yeah.
I don't know why they
I didn't
gave
mind
her
her.
so. She was awful. I don't know why they gave her so many unfucking bearable things to say, and then Jeff
Yeah.
just had a perfectly normal script. Like, I don't. I mean, even it was like kind of hard to deal with, and he had that part with Gonzo or whatever. But
It was
Yeah.
fun. I liked it.
I mean, it was fine.
I would-
but
I would much prefer, Jeff Keighley going on stage with a fucking Muppet than him going on stage with like the fuck the Oscars. Well, actually, nah, that would
was
be pretty
pretty
sick.
fun.
no,
But
like
I would
Puppy
rather that happen than have him go on stage with the fucking Gillette Fusion Man or
No,
whatever.
no, no.
No,
People
I
had
get
there
that
were
confusion.
there were rumors that Bill Clinton kid was gonna show up as a guest and be like on the thing.
Not as a guest, no,
Well,
but
'cause
he was in the
tried
crowd.
He
trespassing.
was there apparently, but like
Apparently, he got a restraining order. Poor guy.
he probably deserves it. But
Yeah.
ultimate
yeah.
desperation would have been to have him in the show and be like, "Remember this last year? Watch our show." But yeah, they immediately had Christopher Judge come out. Well, not immediately, but pretty quickly once the actual show started after the first half hour. He came out, he made that joke, and then shortly thereafter, other people were coming out and accepting awards and were very, very, very quickly being rushed off the stage.
Yeah.
Like it was, haha, they acknowledged how they. Yeah, that's funny.
now they're
They
just
can't.
doing
Oh,
it.
you're doing it.
Oh,
You're doing
this-
it for everybody.
This Larian developer who is saying, tribute to the people that died while they were making the game is getting please wrap it up. Well, he's fucking, crying on stage or whatever. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's great.
Wearing
you
plate
just-
armor, by the way, which based.
Fucking ruled.
Based, I mean, they're willing to give him the award for Game of the Year. They're not willing to let him talk about it or accept it, but, for more than 2 seconds anyway.
Yeah, it was awful.
It's like
Like
we-
Eiji Aonuma,
Yeah.
absolute legend in the fucking gaming sphere, got please wrap it up after like maybe a minute.
And
Maybe
meanwhile,
if we're
Not
being
even.
if we're
It was
being
almost
charitable.
meanwhile, we had 2 different Marvel actors who had like 5 minutes each.
I mean, yeah,
5 minutes
I
to do
like
their
seeing-
whole ass stand up comedy.
I like Simu Liu, but it was like, dude, okay, come on. Wrap it up.
Anthony Mackie was kind
Anthony
of
Mackie
charming.
was funny.
He was charming, but Simu Liu was just kind of bland, and he was
Simu
just
Liu
out
was
there
fine to a
to.
point.
He was just out there to sell his fucking announce this like
What
kind
did
of
he
not
announce?
great looking. It was this RTS game that he was all, guys, remember StarCraft? This will be just like it, and I don't think it is necessarily just like it, but
I mean, it can't be worse than the current state of StarCraft.
I mean the thing is
What state of StarCraft?
Exactly.
You're-
the thing, yeah,
Nailed
what
it.
state of StarCraft? They've killed Twitch in South Korea, so I guess
Yeah.
StarCraft's
Yeah.
dead over there.
Oh my god, I forgot about that.
Speaking
Yeah.
of, I missed something about TwitchCon also. I gotta pull up. Just continue, sorry.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
No,
Well,
no, I mean I don't know too much about the South Korea. I just heard like the headline about it. I'm not sure why it's happening necessarily, but I can imagine that's going to affect quite a lot of things. I know it's a popular. I mean, I don't know if it's maybe South Korea has their own version of Twitch, like a Billy kind of deal.
Yeah,
it's,
there is one called Africa TV.
really?
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
I heard, and this might be wrong. It's because like South Korea just repealed their version of net neutrality.
Yeah, I heard something similar.
Yep, and it's
So
basically every
yeah,
time data transfers, there's a fee to it.
yeah, and video streaming is very, very taxing when it comes to transfers.
As
That's true.
it turns out net neutrality is a good thing.
Yeah,
Man, who would have thunk it?
what a fucking yeah, what a fucking embarrassing situation.
Huh.
So yeah, it's Twitch and at the very least also Netflix. No longer,
Wow,
well,
really?
yeah, at some point soon they're no longer going to be available in South Korea, which for Twitch that's fucked because you have people who like make their livelihoods on Twitch who live in Korea and basically Twitch said, hey buddy, you have a month.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. The fact that you can just do that in this world, just basically a country can step in and say, "Yeah, you have to find a new job now. Good luck. I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah.
transfer to a new site or something. We have no interest in your well-being." I mean, they don't think about that, and like, is it going to lead to? I mean, I don't know how many these people might wind up on fucking welfare or something. This could lead to some kind of
I,
shit in Korea happening that's not great.
I do think the pivot will be to YouTube, and if YouTube is smart, they'll capitalize. But
Yeah, I guess.
we know how YouTube works. We know the
Yeah.
odds of that actually happening are slim, next to none.
What a
It would
shame.
suck. It would suck to be a South Korean content creator right now. If you have made any leeway on Twitch, yeah, it's gonna hurt.
Yep.
Yeah, it's some bullshit, man.
That sucks.
But
Man, I don't really know how to. I'm the king of jarring transitions, and I don't really even know how to
Well,
jarringly transition
speaking
from
of
that.
speaking of horrible corporate dystopias, once again, GTA 6 got announced or a
Oh
yes,
trailer.
yeah.
I
What aspect do we want to talk about the first? Oh
well
boy.
well first I think we should get our views on a trailer because me and Claw have differing views because I think it looks
Yeah,
I
amazing.
of
I
course it
haven't
does.
actually seen much of it, but
If
Why?
I'm just not really that interested personally.
okay, me and him can talk about it. If you want to watch the trailer real quick, I'll link it.
I mean, that's the thing. I've seen screenshots. I've seen enough to have a general
You,
vibe on it. Yeah,
you
it seems fine.
it's a
Seems
minute
all right.
30. It's
I Bane,
I'm working. I'm working
I
on the
want
thumbnail.
I want you to explain to me what it is that makes you excited for this.
okay. I'm going to flash this back to like the later GTA 4 trailers. This reminds me of the later GTA 4 trailers in a way.
Okay, GTA 4 came out a few years after San Andreas, not
Yes.
10 years,
Okay.
not
Well,
12 years later.
game development has been like a shit show. So
I mean, it was
at,
okay to just be like, hey, first
at
of all, like,
yeah
no, it's not even comparable because 4 was a jump to a new engine and it was like, hey, wow, look at the fucking PS3 and
yeah
you have
we've skipped a whole
lighting
console
and
generation
everything.
here.
Yeah, it looks the same as 5! You can't say that! You cannot say that! It came out on a PS3, and then they re-released it on 4, and then they re-released it on PS5, and now fucking 6 looks exactly the goddamn same as the GTA 5 that I just played like 6 months ago. It looks identical. It has more cars and people, and you can achieve that with mods in fucking 5.
I would
Well,
say it looks a bit better graphically.
it's
Okay,
like
a slight bit
visually
better.
like they are pulling off more with
If this
density.
is a
There is
this is a Last of Us Part 1 kind of thing. Like
I
really?
disagree. Also,
Uh-huh.
mind you,
I would say that Last of Us Part One was a bigger graphical leap, but also, I mean, that's the thing. I feel like they're just showing us, little bits,
yeah,
little tiny little slivers.
Okay, so
I feel like because they're probably going to do the same thing with 5. They're going to have a city and then an open world kind of
Well,
wildernessy
yeah, it's
area surrounding
identical
it.
to 4 or to 5. Yeah, it's
I think
identical.
that shit is going to be like.
Yeah.
Did you watch the Metal Gear Solid 3 remake trailer?
I did. I did.
I didn't. No.
Well, for Bane, you've seen, and for those of you listening who have seen, I feel like the swamp areas of the game are gonna kind of look like that. I feel like those are going to be the more impressive parts.
Yeah, I like if you like in a trailer, if there's like a good like a good bit of a wetlands for like a few seconds, and the wetlands look pretty good.
I
I
mean,
see.
I
That's
guess.
what I'm excited for. Is like one seeing how they handle the keys and those wetlands and all that, because like the map seems to be like comparing it to like if GTA 5 was Vice City, this would be San Andreas essentially.
Yeah,
Because there's been a fan mapping project from the leaks that like have kind of plotted out where they think like how big they think the map is going to be, and if it's true, if that's ending up what
I
they're doing,
mean,
we might be getting
I don't need the map to be enormous,
well,
like,
but
what's the
also like
point of
same.
different
that?
Yeah,
biomes or different like
Well, what biomes can there be? It's Florida. There's
no
gonna
yeah
be, like,
there's
swampy
like
stuff and kind of, like, backwood brush
yeah
highway, and then there'll be, like,
even
maybe
like
a
dense
freeway
cities.
and, yeah, a
I
city, I
really
guess.
hope they do like a sort of bootleg ass Disneyland
Well,
I think they
ooh, that
will.
would be kinda cool. Yeah,
or Disney
I mean,
World. I don't know
I
whichever
think
one is in
I think it's
Florida.
Florida.
an interesting option. No, it's World, I think. An interesting option would be go to Cuba or something like that, some version of Cuba.
Yeah, well,
Hmm.
because
But
there's
If they do
Kaya
single player
Perico.
DLC,
Well, because they
there's
might
never
bring
going to be
Kaya
DLC.
They might bring Kaya Perico from a Kaya Perico heist in GTA 5 in and
Yeah,
expand it that way because
is
you
that
know
supposed to be
it's supposed to be like
Cuba?
Cuba and the various
Uh,
islands. They might expand
yeah,
that also and have
I mean, I just I don't know. I mean, like, so it's weird that you say it's like the trailers for 4 because I don't really remember the trailers for 4 to be honest, but I remember the one for 5
yeah
where it was the same thing where it was like very very limited like dialogue about why did I come to this city, and it's just like kind of setting up
yeah
the character, but then mostly it's focused on the city and how wacky it's going to be. And it was like, look, there's all of the hippie fucking yoga people in the city, and then you leave the city and it's rednecks. And then the GTA 6 trailer is the same thing with the lady protagonist,
yeah.
where it's like 2 seconds of stuff with her, and then basically all just people twerking on cars and acting like idiots, and
That's
like
Florida though.
haha, le Florida
yeah, that
man
is
funny.
Florida.
Like,
I
I
mean,
guess, but
but it's
I don't
also
know,
like
man.
I've seen like I haven't seen car meets on like the level they get into here, but it's like yeah, you see people twerking on shit all the time if you go up to like in like because I live near a relatively big city, Indianapolis. It's like yeah, you can see that shit all the time. You can see people doing like crazy shit. People are like tattooed face.
I guess it
It's
just feels like creatively bankrupt at this point, because, like, GTA 3 was New York,
yeah,
general America, and then Vice City was like a throwback to the 80s, and San Andreas was the 90s, and 4 was like, hey, what if we did 3 again, but with new technology? And 5 was, what if we did San Andreas, but it's the modern day?
I
And now it's just that again, but with Vice City, and it's like I've said it
it's
before. It's just another beach city with palm trees and like shitty like redneck backwoods. I don't know.
Oh yeah, but
I
the
guess.
vibes are immaculate.
yeah.
I
The
Look, I
guess.
mean,
vaporwave.
with 4, it's like I look at that, and I think I said it on the hyperfixation episode. Is like it's one of my favorite like post 9/11 pieces of media because it's like so rooted in the kind of culture that was around at that time, and it was even taboo in a way to kind of say that shit on, and like outside of Arrested Development, I don't think of anything that I can look back on and say like, oh, it's like that was the as I look back, it's like, oh, it's constantly making fun of this time and critiquing this time.
Yeah, I have issues with 4, and it's like humor, but the
Yeah,
actual like sort of subtle The actual writing that's serious in 4 is better at being a parody of like what it's trying to be a parody of than any of the attempted funny dialogue. I don't know. 4 is like my favorite GTA game, so I'm
Four
kind
is
of
still my
biased in
favorite.
that way. But I don't know. 6, it's fine. I don't,
And I mean,
it's
it is
got
hard to.
fake TikTok now, so
Yeah, I mean,
that's
well,
cool.
I just assume they like in
I was
universe
muted.
expanded Statmatic or whatever they decide to call it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I
Fucking
played.
ding. They're probably gonna call it ding dong.
Yeah.
I played 5 recently and I was like, I mean it's still I don't that's another thing is like it's just modern again. Like 5 was already kind of about the internet and influencers and shit like that. I mean not
Yeah.
quite to the same extent, but like that was kind of the themes of a lot of the missions and stuff like that. The vapidness of America and society. They even had a Trump and Hillary before Trump and Hillary.
Yeah.
And now again 6 just feels like it's the same thing. I don't know. It
But think
hasn't.
but think about it.
Yeah.
They have 10 more years of bullshit to make fun of.
Yeah. I mean,
They're
there's going to be an
absolutely
Andrew
gonna have
Tate
an
parody.
yeah, I was about to say.
A what now?
Oh,
They're
A what
absolutely gonna
parody?
have an Andrew Tate.
yeah, an
Oh,
Andrew Tate parody. Like,
I guess so. Yeah.
which that's another thing we should talk about is they
Elon
did.
Musk too.
Yeah, Elon Musk and them did recently just come out and say that they don't think that these kind of games should exist.
Yeah.
Yep.
Andrew Tate was like, I don't think that kids should be playing this, right? And completely unaware
That
that the games are rated M for mature.
yeah, and also these people, mind you, these
17
two,
plus, bitch. Jesus,
like
read the sign.
the two Tate brothers are accused of a lot
Human
of worse
trafficking.
shit. Yeah,
A lot of things that adults
They
shouldn't be
are
doing.
they are definitely alleged human traffickers. We'll
yeah.
say that.
Theoretically, they are. Yes, that's
In theory, yes.
These users are the human trafficking users, and they are not to be trusted. Allegedly.
yes, of course.
But yeah, no, what is the screen cap here? So
Yeah.
it's this guy Dan just says a list of games I have not played, and it's just GTA 1 through 6.
Obviously, you haven't fucking played GTA 6 yet. It's not out for another 2 years.
But I
Yeah,
love
and I
his
don't.
dedication. He played London and all those other games. He was doing those.
Yeah,
Yeah, those are the specific ones he never did.
he
I don't
played
know.
all of the spin-offs, just none of the numbered titles.
He loves Liberty City Stories, but
But
yeah,
the
I
but
don't.
the funniest part is right after. Go ahead and
Yeah.
read it.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't. Firstly, I don't know why that guy made this tweet. Even was it just like,
I
I'm
don't
not. I
know.
don't like these games. I'm
But
like,
these
okay, good
people are
for you.
attention whores.
Yeah, it's like I
Yeah,
think he has the. Is that the fake verified thing, or is
Well,
that the real
see,
one?
I
that's
think he's
the
fake verified, but he's affiliated with
he's an employee of
Twitter staff.
X. Yeah.
I see. Yeah. Well, Elon says tried, but didn't like doing crime. Doing
Hilarious.
crimes. GTA 5 required shooting police officers in the opening scene. Just couldn't do it.
And then Ian Miles Chong, one of our favorites, he
Yeah.
Ian
says,
Miles flashbang that
Ian
Fido
Miles,
Chong.
human parasite Chong.
flashbang that Fido. I love that. Ian Miles Chong says, I'm glad shooting tops in Cyberpunk 2077 is completely optional.
No, it's
Never
not.
finished GTA 5 either.
And then the surprisingly based community notes thing.
Oh, community notes have been on fire lately. I
I
fucking
know.
love them.
They really, we always say it feels like such an actually, but it's always good.
That's the thing. It's a fun actually.
Yeah, it's the nerd emoji, but the nerd emoji's like handing you a $20 bill.
It's the nerd emoji, but it's like with the Chad, it's Chad nerd
By the way,
emoji.
remind me of a nerd
Does-
emoji after this story. I got something, but
Oh, I'm going to go into a community notes thing after this. So
Well,
it'll be
okay,
a
after
perfect
that.
time to bring it up.
Nice. Well, he just says Ian Miles Chong has written up to 255 Game Ranks articles covering covering GTA 5, including descriptions of personally killing or evading virtual police in game's single-player mode. So
He looks 4 articles. By the way, that is almost a max 8-bit integer. That is wild. How many
I
that
was gonna
is?
say that's like you're one shy of rolling over the thing on Pac-Man and hitting the kill screen.
Oh
Oh man.
God, yeah, no, I think the term human parasite is most fitting for Ian.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know. It's just
Never forget. He's like a banana.
Yeah,
I just don't understand that. Like Ian Miles Chong. Oh yeah, he's yellow on the outside, white on the inside. That's his words,
that's his
everybody.
own
Yeah, that
words.
is something that he put forward.
He put that one out there.
Google
Yes.
Ian Miles Chung banana. Then afterwards, Google amazing atheist banana.
No, don't do that one.
And then afterwards go to blackcougar.com. But
Hell
no,
yeah.
he it's just interesting, specifically him. Like I don't know who this Dan guy is, and Elon's just obviously a moron, and so's Ian. But Ian Miles Chong is somebody that we all know from back in the Gamergate era, where he was originally this super SJW guy with
Yeah.
like all
Well,
these
we
grifter.
we knew him as a super SJW person. Apparently, given the histories, that is his middle arc.
Yeah.
Yes, he's began as like an edgelord Nazi on like I don't know what
Like
website, but
IRCs back in the
yeah,
day.
as a
Yeah,
youngin, and then he became like a super why aren't there women in FIFA games kind of person, and then all of us, I remember it was very weird. All
The,
of a sudden, overnight, he like some people just gave him a talking to or something from behind the scenes, and he just no longer was that way, and he was now completely the other direction. It was very strange, and
yeah.
even
my
in at the time, it was like, okay, that's suspicious, but all right.
my entire guess, and again, this is speculation because there was a lot of money floating around that time. You know,
Oh yeah,
True.
yeah.
like if you like, because I remember hearing fucking crazy shit that was being like supposedly people were getting funded by,
Yeah, I mean,
and
I wouldn't be surprised. Never forget based mom and all of that.
yeah,
But I only brought it up just because, like, I don't know, as somebody who was at some point involved in that, even as a grifter potentially, who's just trying to get people allegedly to, support him financially and also maybe swing people to be Republicans or whatever, which seems to be like what a lot of these people are kind of after. It's like, don't you recognize that trying to be all puritanical about video games and violence on the internet is like, historically not been a good thing that people have
Yeah,
been on the side of?
just ask Jack Thompson.
yeah. Oh,
Ask Jack or Anita. Get them in a room together. They'd love to talk about it.
I mean, hey, my take
Like
is
2008
let
all over
let them
again.
burn themselves out. Let these people be shown for what they are. They're like these are deeply unserious people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's coming from
There,
us.
Yeah,
there's one. Hold on. Let me bring this one up because it's fucking hilarious. Y'all fill time while I do this. It
yeah.
shouldn't take too long.
Like it's coming from me, someone who like I jokingly call myself a whore, but these people are like these people are shameless. I have
Well,
some shame.
Here we go.
we before you get into that, I was just gonna, speaking of being a whore and being
Yes.
this type of person, like
Ooh.
we've
Yeah.
we're all Doctor Who fans, and I've recently been following some of the backlash to the Doctor Who stuff. I don't know if I mentioned it
Um.
on here, but
Yeah.
it's so funny to see them like get upset because I watched some of the videos specifically about the first special,
Yeah.
uh, and how many people, because there was some stuff that I didn't like in it, and a lot of people thought was a little embarrassing. Some people thought it was much more embarrassing than others, and a lot of those people are people that literally did not even watch it and know
Yeah.
Mhm.
nothing about the fucking series, and were just literally making the video like, now I don't know anything about Doctor Who, but
People who
this
started caring about Doctor Who like 10 minutes ago. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
because they heard that it was woke now, and like that's they're attacking our culture or something, and they don't understand, like getting upset that Donna is being sassy to the Doctor. Like, really? Wow.
Yeah, where it's like
Amazing take. I can't believe she's doing that. You're right, it's woke now. She's never done that before.
Yeah, she's never done that before. Not
she used
once.
to be so
never.
so demure and submissive, Donna Noble. Yeah.
Donna Noble, submissive and pretty. Okay, so going really quick back to the GTA 6 thing.
Oh yeah.
This is from Jackson Hinkle.
Yeah.
Very, very famous, smart person. Definitely, big brained
I
individual.
know that name. What did he do?
He's
Oh,
a
geez.
conservative grifter.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's. I thought he was a joke account for the longest fucking time.
You'd
Genuinely.
You'd think.
But no, he's not. He's a massive grifter. This is one of his many tweets about GTA 6.
Yeah.
What's that emoji? Police cars revolving light emoji. Flag of Israel emoji. Get ready for this
We're
one,
starting
boys.
great.
Why are Zionists at Rockstar Games releasing this sexualized video game for children in America? Get hashtag ban GTA 6 trending right now!
What's interesting? How old is this guy?
I don't fucking know. He looks like he's in his like late 20s, early 30s.
Oh,
He got
God.
community noted, and the community note is, quote, every major Grand Theft Auto release with a few exceptions related to console ports has been rated mature 17 plus by the ESRB, and it's a link to literally every single GTA title's ESRB rating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's one thing, if it's Jack Thompson or someone who's elderly and, like, okay, you still haven't got the memo that they actually make these for everyone.
Yeah,
But
I'll
you're,
say,
like, our age, and how do you not know that there's just, like, maybe it's not your thing, but you have to know that they're not just for children, right? You don't?
These people
he
are
is young enough. He is young enough to have an edited picture of John Wick 2 as his banner.
Yeah.
He's hip with the kids trademark asterisk.
Oh, that one did not
Yeah,
work.
that's not working properly for me.
Oh, well, just remove the last. Well, I'll just remove the last bit. You can look at it yourself. Edit message.
Oh.
I think maybe this
okay.
thing is.
Yeah, whatever. But
The VX
edited...
thing just isn't working.
Yeah.
Okay.
There you go. That'll work.
Edited John Wick 2 thing, you say?
Here, I'm pulling-
yeah.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, he looks like
my
he's-
child, John Wick 2.
Help me expose the propagandists by subscribing to my X premium. Okay, so this is just right.
He is a
Yeah.
grifter, yeah.
Yeah, the
Alright.
first pinned tweet is one of
So
him and
it's-
fucking like him on Tucker Carlson.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so it's not even like I'm stupid, I don't know what video games are, but no, you're just an idiot. You're just a shill, alright.
Yeah.
No, I mean I think there are people probably like I guess there's probably some people who are still like they're our age and they're like, what video games? You mean like Mario? Like I guess. But even then like Call of Duty.
That's hilarious because Andrew Tate said, "Oh, when I was a kid, you team up with your brother to rescue the princess. You'd be rescuing purity, teaming up with your brother. Now video games are all just sex and violence."
How fucking old is Andrew Tate?
I think he's like almost 40. I don't know.
I'm googling this. His
I don't
first
want that in
name
my
is
search
Emery.
history.
Oh my god, his first name is Emery.
Yeah, Emery. I think that was his dad's name.
I'm not even kidding. He's a third. What? That is such an embarrassing name. Jesus.
Emery. Oh man.
Hello, my name is Emery Tate the Third.
It just reminds me of
Boxing.
what was that movie? Stephen King's Rose Red. Emery. Someone will get that fucking reference. Someone will. I think the guy's name is Emery. Yeah, not the point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, he's another one, obviously, that's just
shit.
using it because it's a popular thing, so he can make a thing out of it and, come join my course or whatever. But there are enough people who are going to hear that, and, just somehow in another 50 years, we're still going to have people that are like, video games? You mean like Mario 67?
Yeah.
Mario 69. Wow. My favorite video game.
As long as Grand Theft Auto exists, there will be a moral panic about it. It's cyclical. It's same thing with Mass Effect. When a new Mass Effect game comes out and it has sex, these same people are going to be saying the same shit that Fox News said in 2007.
It's not as if people aren't still playing GTA 5, though. Like,
Yeah, people will still play GTA
has
5
there
after 7 comes out.
has there ever been a moral panic? Like, because Jack Thompson was also a grifter.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yep.
Anita was a grifter. They all are.
Yep.
Has there ever been a moral panic over any of this shit that was from somebody that was legit?
No.
Not
It's-
legit, but I don't think the Christians that were upset about Dungeons and Dragons had any like stake in it. I think they just
Yeah, I don't think they could
Yeah,
make.
that's what I'm
back then
talking
you couldn't
about.
get the
Yeah.
financials,
Well,
I guess.
most of them didn't, but then that was all spurred on by, like, that's kind of the end result of something like this, because there were people that were like, hey, the Satanists, like, the concept of Satan as we see him now was not like a thing before the 60s, I think. Like,
Yeah.
people weren't like scared of Satan and Satanists until there was this one book that came out and like
was The
scared
Exorcist.
everybody in the US. No, that was influenced, I think, by this book. And it was talking about how there's Satan and Satanists being worshiping Satan. So like that led to the D&D thing, and like, yeah, there's people that, I mean, even then that was like grifters that led to an actual moral panic of people that actually believed it.
Yeah.
So like people like Andrew Tate might just be doing this to line their pockets, but you know, it could lead to some people like, oh my god, this GTA is indecent. I've never heard of this before. And like,
But remember how
the
all the
cycle
people,
continues.
but people flipped out on Bully before they even saw anything about that fucking game. They were like,
yeah, because
"Oh,
they
you
thought it was
just
going to be like a Columbine simulator.
yeah."
We really need a Bully 2. There never will be,
It's
apparently.
it's not happening, but we need one.
Oh, yeah.
This is the. I mean, as
Our
time
great
goes
grandchildren
on,
will see Bully 2 possibly.
it will only get
Nah.
more and more relevant for another Bully game to come out. Like, it's time. It only. I guess the longer we wait, the more it'll still be time. You know.
Yeah. The only other grifter on this scene I want to talk about is we talked about Tim. I still pretend to skateboard because it looks cool, I guess, even though I'm almost 40. Cool. Which, and when I say pretend to skateboard, I mean, if he could skateboard, it would actually be like, all right, that's kind of cool. He pretends to skateboard. If you ever have a chance, watch skateboarding footage of Tim Pool. It's hilarious.
Sick.
Makes me look like I'm talented. But he decided to talk about the trailer, and he decided to bring these two women who I will not give names for and just refer to henceforth as legs. Because
Okay.
Sexist Fuzhou.
yeah,
Ruins
honestly,
his career.
honest to God, these two women are probably the dumbest. Like, they have never probably even played Mario, and they're talking
They probably
about
never
Mario.
even won a game of chess.
Oh,
We're talking about Mario.
well, not Mario, but I was just yeah. But also, these two women have never seen a chessboard either, so but they were talking about Grand Theft Auto, and he like watches 10 seconds of a trailer and then instantly makes assumptions about how the character is a single mother because she's Latina and in jail. I'm not even kidding.
Buddy,
10 seconds
buddy.
of the trailer
I mean,
and nothing
okay,
past that.
there was
Tim,
a really
you gotta chill.
there was a really funny 4chan post that I think it was 4chan. It was somebody pointing out the trailer. It's like this Latina lady and this white guy,
Yeah.
and they're like it's like a Bonnie and Clyde, you know,
Right, the ideal
Catalina and
relationship,
Claude
yeah.
kind of thing. It's almost it's the same exact thing as Catalina and Claude, basically, except
Yeah.
he talks and she's presumably not completely insane.
She's not a fucking monster.
Yeah, but somebody on 4chan was just like, man, she's gonna gaslight him and force him to kill people using sex. My dick can't get any harder.
Yep. I'd let her do it.
Which is slightly less crazy than the
You know what?
than
You know what?
randomly going
if
off
it's,
on single
if
mothers.
if it's a fetish for the guy, then yeah, you know, whatever, sure. At least he's not making the assumption that that's like, you know, based on her sex and race, you know.
Yeah, it's like if Rockstar is doing that, if it's a parallel again. Actually, it would kind of be interesting to see it kind of flipped, you know. With Claude being with Catalina being with Claude.
Yeah, the toxic white man can oppress the minority. It'll be
Oh god,
great.
I can already see the fucking
I have to point out, by
Oh
the
boy.
way, the
yeah.
fucking completely unrelated. I was watching something on stream the other day. It brought up the Super Mario Logan lawsuit from Nintendo, and he shows the actual like cease and desist from Nintendo, and it says something about like your jokes have been harmful to multiple minority communities, including Asians, African Americans, so and so, so on and so on. And then the final one was just women. And I was
Just
like, yeah,
general.
Women.
the women community, the minority of community of women have really been affected by Super Mario Logan. That's
Super Mario
true.
Logan said something that just like, yeah, that's gonna set women's rights back about 10 years. Alright.
Yeah, GTA is gonna set women's rights back. Or no, I guess it's gonna set it forward. It's woke now, so
Yeah. Well, and then you have these fucking these other Twitter accounts, which are I'm gonna just be honest here, just fucking racist.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh yeah.
let me find. There's
there's
one.
there's race wait, racism is a thing?
Yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
I
This one here.
wouldn't have seen that coming.
Let me see if I can find it. And it's and also to call this guy out. It's like most of his shit is stolen from V. It's like
Oh
yeah,
well.
I have no respect for someone who just steals and reposts content.
Now we know the caliber of posts that we're about to see.
Modern B
Yeah,
too, I'm assuming.
modern V. So
Ooh.
this one here this is one post. I'm not gonna read the guy's name because I'm not giving him free clout. Fuck you, cunt. But yeah, there's this one.
Let's see here. His name is
Oh, I know this
Andrew
guy
Tate.
actually.
Yeah, and it's like okay, all right,
I
dude.
think I've
So
seen this guy around. Yeah.
I'm confused by it's I mean,
It's very strange.
Yeah, I'm trying
I
to find
don't
the other
understand.
account. I can't remember the
So
name
it's a
of.
post that puts a bunch of black people in the trailer
Yeah,
next to a bunch of white people in the trailer, like comparing them, and I'm not exactly
yeah.
sure
Also,
what
I don't
point
think I
it's
got.
trying to
I don't
make.
think I got the exact right tweet either. But it's close enough. 1 second.
But he asks, "What did Rockstar mean by this?" And I'm not sure because it's just like there's a twerking black lady who looks like trailer trash, and then there's a white lady who looks like trailer trash. So I don't know if it's
Yeah.
trying to make a point. I don't know what fucking
Okay.
point this is. Like this is abstract Twitter right here. This is
Yeah.
like an AI fucking puts
So
this tweet together.
here's
This
one
is
more,
esoteric fucking knowledge.
and then I got the other one. This is one I was looking for. Okay, this is one I was really looking for here.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah. So this is one where he says it's all so tiresome, and it's just screenshots of black people. Yeah. It's
Me
like
when black people.
it's like one.
Oh, I'm so
This game takes
tired.
place in this game takes place in fucking Miami, Florida. Okay. What do you
Yeah.
expect? Do
Yeah,
you not
I
Man,
expect
mean,
to
man
see
really
black
thinks
people?
I'm
man really
okay.
thinks America is just racially homogenous.
The thing is, you can see this. The second tweet is one that says it's just green text, which is always
Yeah.
great on
Yeah,
Twitter.
green texting
I
on Twitter,
mean,
fucking embarrassing.
I'm sure I've done it too, but like you try to mitigate it where you can. But $2 billion, 10 years of development, it's all on the screen, folks, and it's a shot of the beach, from the trailer. And I've seen the same shot and used it and been like, this looks like the GTA 5 beach. It looks basically the same. Like slightly more people, but like you could look at this tweet and just be like, oh yeah, he's pointing out that this is like not a huge improvement from the last game. No, I
You'd
guess it's
think.
because most of the people in the image are black and he doesn't like that.
Yeah.
That's the problem. They spent $2 billion and the color sliders were up too high.
Yeah. The three largest groups are Hispanic, like with a majority Hispanic population, 72% Miami. So, what does he want to see? What the fuck does he want to see?
He wants to see white people because he's all white people.
Yeah, it's like, hey, wait till they do the next one in New York.
And just this is probably the same type of person who said, you know, when people are like, you know, I want to see some, I don't know, Asian women representation.
Yeah.
And then he'll be like, you can identify with a character that isn't your race and gender. Probably the exact same type of person.
Yeah. Also, I found this other post from this account which describes their, what their Twitter account's supposed to be. My account's here for two things: to share funny posts, to have real in-depth conversations about video games. Basically, V without all the disgusting shit. Pure video
Right.
game
Mission
discussion.
failed.
V without all the disgusting shit.
And then you look at the past 3 posts that you've posted in here, and it's just,
And it's like,
I
I don't think you mean that.
You see that on V sometimes, but it's like you said,
Well,
not for disgusting shit.
Yeah, that's the like. It's funny that he says that because, I mean, like I've made videos where I read 4chan posts before, and
Yeah.
I've gone through collections of 4chan posts. I think I've mentioned even on the podcast, but going through collections of old 4chan posts and finding some that are really classic, really funny ones, and then immediately next to that, it's just like, haha, you're gay and you're an N-word and you should kill yourself, and that's the joke of the image.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, yeah, 4chan was funny sometimes. Not all the time. you know,
Yeah.
there was some good stuff, and then there was some stuff that wasn't, you know.
Yeah, it's like some things. It's like looking back, I'm like, oh, all right. I'm glad I skipped past some of this shit, or I'm glad I didn't hang out with some of these people.
And that is the disgusting shit, and, you know, you just see that basically on this guy's Twitter. So, I don't know. I mean, that's not certainly my problem with the trailer, I would say. That's an interesting take on the trailer. But
Yeah.
it takes all kinds. I don't know. I think it looks fine. It's gonna come out. What was fun? What was funny was that at the Game Awards there were a lot of games being announced for 2025, and just kind of vaguely 2025, not any date, which is probably smart, but because it is a while off, but a lot of them weren't even like, hey, the new Sonic is in 2025. It would be like, hey, here's a game that is just a new thing that you've never heard of, and I guess it's coming out in 2025. And
Yeah,
it's
fucking
like,
generic space game number 74.
well, like, some of them look good, but I'm like, I don't know, it's gonna come out when it comes out, I guess, and if it's good, I'll hear about it. Like, I don't know, does it need to be announced so early? Like, if it's not, I don't know. There's some stuff. If it's not that I'm like, oh, just give me Mega Man 12. Well, maybe give me Mega Man 12. Make it a Ratchet and Clank game.
Give me Mega Man 12.
Yeah, make it a 3D Mega Man finally, but a good one. But you know, it's not that I'm just after that, but it's like I don't know when if your game is Scrimbly Bimblow 5, like or not even 5, if it's Scrimbly Bimblow 1 and it looks really cool, well, it should probably be coming out in like the next couple of months or something, and not or like next year and not 2 years from now. Like I'm not going to remember that's happening until it's been out for a month, probably. I'll be real, like unless it's something huge. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know, GTA was the big announcement, and there was some other stuff. It's been a busy couple like 10 days or whatever.
The other big announcement I want to talk about from that one real quick is the new No Man's Sky developer game.
Oh
Light No
yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, that looked interesting. I was a little disappointed by like what it was, you know. Like I thought it was going to be sort of more of like a Spore or like a Sims, but it was instead like explore a planet in, you know, medieval fantasy land or whatever and build, and I guess that's fine, but it seems cool. Seems interesting.
I like what we saw. It's been in development for 5 years apparently, which
Wow.
In secret too, because this hasn't leaked at all, which surprised the fuck out of me because I didn't hear anything about this shit.
Well, that's a pretty small company, I think.
Yeah,
Hello Games.
they've been working on they've been working on No Man's Sky as a whole for 10 years. It's been out for 7. Like active development, as we've known, you know.
Yeah.
But and they've done a lot to that game. They've improved it over the years. It's got full crossplay support now. It still gets constant free updates. It's a game that they've put a lot of effort into.
They've fully in good and dead, as
Yes.
someone once said in someone's words.
Which we might want to talk about that later because I did finish that video, but
Oh, okay.
um
All right.
but yeah, no, I think Light No Fire it's got potential. I like what I saw.
Yeah,
Hey,
it looks promising.
Hello Games made the best out of a bad situation. I hope they come in on a good foot.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
it
Sean
was.
Murray, he actually responded to people who were saying, "Oh my God, please don't overhype your game, please." And he's like, "Hey, I learned a bit from last time. Don't worry."
Hey, it ended up working out in the end.
Well, last
Yeah,
time when he was like first showing off his thing, I think we pointed out in the live stream, like he was like a nervous wreck that first time, and you could
Yeah,
tell, and it was like Sony was piling all these fucking promises and like all this money, and your game's gonna be a AAA game now made with 12 people or whatever. Have fun. And
yeah,
there was just no way that they could do that in time. And now they've been doing this for 5 years. The guy looks like he's confident about it. The game seems like it's less developed. It kind of feels like it has a bit of that Sims 2 syndrome, like, because they had a thing where they showed all of the like expansions and updates for No Man's Sky, and then they show this new game, and it's like, oh, okay. It kind of feels like a lot of those things from No Man's Sky could maybe be here, but
yeah,
those are probably going to be updates down the line. Like, it's sort of stripped back from what No Man's Sky is, but that's for the best. You don't want
yeah.
to feature creep it out too hard for just a release.
Sometimes it's nice to start from zero and kind of figure out what works, what doesn't. I
Yeah.
get it.
I
yeah,
don't know. That seems interesting.
Yeah,
There was
that's
the other big one that it's not necessarily a big one, but one that I thought looked really good was the the game from the Inscription developer that's Pony Island 2.
oh yeah.
It
yeah,
looks really interesting.
I still have not
Really
played Pony
neat.
Island 1 personally. I think I have it, but I haven't played
I
it yet.
mean, I'm aware of the name. I know that it's like a sort of frog fractions type thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, the trailer is, it's like fucking 17 different games in one. It looks very surreal. It's kind of Stanley Parable or whatever meta. It's interesting. That was one of the ones that wasn't just either fight, man, shoot, or
Yeah.
stab, or like what was the other? There was that whole thing where this lady came out and she was like, "I made a game about me and I'm sad and this is my game." And it
Oh,
was like,
I know
all
which one you're
right,
talking about. There's also the
yeah,
one where the guy was like made it kind of based for his dad, and it was a side scroller, which looked really good.
that one looked really
yeah.
good
I
actually.
can't remember the
Yeah.
name of that one. I'm trying to
Also,
find it.
it was like African based. I
Oh,
remember.
Tales
Yeah.
of Kinzera: Zhao,
Yeah. And then we thought that looked similar
the
to
Prince of
the
Persia.
new Prince of Persia, which is like what, next month or something.
January, I think 19th. I'm almost certain it's that date.
Yeah,
Hmm,
that's the first time I'm
nice.
recommending a Ubisoft game in a long time. I mean, I haven't played it obviously, but I
It looks
recommend checking it out. It looks great.
it looks good, and there's a demo a week before release, so I'm gonna play the demo, and if it's good, I'll pre-order it.
I'll pen that to new Ubisoft game. Play Rayman 2 and
Yes,
Assassin's Creed 2, but yeah.
and Black Flag.
That too.
Yes, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag
There you go. It's been a little while, but we're back.
Oh, also, Hideo Kojima's new weird Xbox game,
with
Overdose.
Jordan Peele,
Yeah,
Yeah, a
which I think is a
new
very cool combination.
I think it's an interesting combination. I'm just very worried that it doesn't sound like a real video game.
I
It
mean,
sounds like it's
Fair.
some kind of
it reminded
like
me of Quantum Break.
experience. Yeah, I mean it's got actors. I mean so does like Death Stranding, but it seems
Yeah,
to just be like FMV kind of thing.
I mean,
Something like that.
I also, speaking of weird horror thing in Silent Hill and Kojima, the Silent Hill Part 2 episode should be coming out this week. I'll have a review of the first 5 episodes attached to the end of the Silent Hill Ascension thing for anyone who wants to listen to that.
All
All right,
right.
As a teaser, I'll say this: you, they they should have trimmed so much out of those episodes.
sick.
All right.
That's
Uh,
always fun.
yep. But with
it's only
that,
getting worse.
yeah. It's actually
So,
it's getting more interesting, but not better. So that's a different
Mm.
issue.
oh boy, oh fun.
Yeah.
So, going back to the community notes thing,
Yes.
Oh
Elon
yeah,
Musk,
fucking sorry. That was like 2 hours ago.
Elon Musk, is basically getting really, really mad at community notes.
Yeah.
Basically saying that they're being gamed by state actors,
Bro, it's
which
your site.
it's your site, and community notes has like, first of all, it's very strict guidelines to be in the community notes. He got community noted on that post, by the way,
Yeah.
and the data, like the algorithm, is open source. They can be reviewed. They are reviewed by everybody. Like people vote for how helpful they are.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just so fucking funny.
Yeah, it's no, it's all a conspiracy. I mean, just to complain about your own site. I mean, you got to give him some kind of credit. I don't know how he managed to. What was it that Elon did to manage to get to the point where he can be just such an obvious bitch? Like that he whines about things on his. Like Trump, the same thing. Like people. And people just look at that and for some reason they're like, oh, he's right. He's so strong and powerful when he whines like a little baby about how the system is failing him. The system that, like, he is in control of and is in charge of.
Yeah.
Like, how do you get these fucking ass kissers? I don't understand.
See,
I just don't understand.
it's because people take boldness for being correct. Because he can be very bold and be sure of himself, but not be correct. And the dumbest people will take that as, oh, he's right.
I
And
guess.
that it works for both of them.
I guess. You just whine a bunch about your. I mean, it's like if DSP was the leader of Twitter. And just like, community notes are fucking stupid. There's nothing I can do about them. You're like making fun of me on all my tweets. What the hell?
He likes to fall upwards, you know? Like,
basically.
but yeah, no, like, you could tell people the sky's falling, and as long as you're, as long as you're confident about it nowadays, they'd believe you. Like, the story of Chicken Little would happen, like, everyone
Isn't that
believe
the plot of a fucking movie that came out recently?
Yeah, it was a few years ago. Don't look up. We don't talk about that movie. It sucked.
I heard
that's a
about
shame.
that, yeah.
Yeah. So maybe, look, people would believe anything.
Yeah, something similar.
Yeah. I'm trying to see what else I got here because I got a few things. Oh yeah. Okay, so we've all seen the nerd emoji. We know what the nerd emoji looks like.
Yes.
Classic.
Oh
Jason Gomez.
my God, I know what you're about to say.
Okay, actually,
I've
first
seen
off,
this.
hold on. Actually, first off, I realized we've been going for about an hour. I should say that this podcast,
Yes.
not the nerd,
Holy
not
shit,
brought to you by the nerd emoji.
I can't fucking believe we forgot. Listen,
Yes.
guys, this is actually your last chance.
There's 5 days right now.
As of today,
As of
which
recording.
means by the time we actually put it up, there's only going to be like
about
maybe
3 days.
Yeah,
a
depends
day
how
or
quick
two.
Sometimes it
Pain
goes
is.
publicly. I'm actually going to try to
Yeah.
get this out by Monday, so maybe about 4 days. But this should be your last few days to get in on
Yeah.
this.
It's all over, lawbreakers.
Look, Cushy Dreams has brought you amazing deals. 25% off of your order. And they
Yeah,
want to give
and
you a
as-
Christmas gift.
As far as we know, that deal ain't going away, but listen, because you're going to want to get on this, go ahead and tell them.
Yeah. So, if you want to win a $100 pack of free shit by the end of the 15th, the end of the day on the 15th.
You have to order by the 15th.
Yes.
All you
And-
have to do is order anything, use code LOUD25, LOUD25 at checkout, and you're entered in this this big old draw for the thing.
Yes.
And it'll be you and a couple of other cool individuals, one of whom is going to get very lucky.
Yes. And
Yeah,
look,
so, I mean, listen, your chances are pretty
not
good.
done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Listen, that's $150 in free shit. You get it's big enough to where they split one between me and Bane, and we were both pretty set for a while.
Hell yeah.
And you also get a pack of Delta 9 gummies in the tangerine flavor, which me and Bane can attest tastes great.
They're pretty damn good.
And they got a good kick to them, you know.
Really
Pretty
fucking
nice. I'll tell you what. Have a half grain pre roll and one of those gummies. You're gonna be feeling pretty good for a while.
That is pretty good. Look, folks.
So yeah,
holidays are approaching. You know, if you want stocking stuffers for your friends, your family, you know, your wife, your husband, maybe your second husband. Who knows? Code Loud.
If you
25.
want to really do something nice for your other family in Switzerland,
The family
Code
you've
Loud
been hiding
25.
in the other city, you know.
oh don't do that for people in Switzerland because
Not
we
for
should
Switzerland,
say
Yeah, you say it for
U.S.
in
only.
Chicago, your
21.
third family in Chicago.
Yeah.
Yeah, that family, they're gonna be maybe not eating good, but they're gonna be smoking good.
Yeah, you've been secretly keeping up a lie to both families that night and day you drive to work, quote unquote, but you've just been maxing out credit cards to keep out two families, you know. So that's been what you've been doing. Cushy Dreams will work for both families because you can buy your, wife that you're lying to on both ends, extra weed.
Yeah, hey, maybe you slip up, say you have another family, that's gonna make them forget.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Look, they're high as
They're gonna-
balls.
they're
They're not
gonna
gonna
be-
remember you slipping up, calling her
It's
Katie.
gonna be
And then she asks who's
okay.
Katie, and you're like, I mean
I
Catherine.
mean
Sorry.
Stephanie. I mean, jeez, that was my
James,
fourth
I mean,
wife.
I mean Jenny.
Janet, that's the
Yeah.
one.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
your name's
that
Patricia.
bitch.
Oh.
Oh, well, can't fault a guy for trying, I'm saying.
Malva.
I'm high. This is the Cushy Dreams talking. You see.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
So yeah. Yeah. I was gonna mention we should talk about that, but let's go ahead and get the nerd emoji over with.
Yeah. Okay. So. Yeah.
We should bring up the kind of scary and depressing thing first, so that the thing that we're mentioning could be a really nice palate cleanser.
Oh, scary.
Which one are we talking about? That one? Because
I'll bring it up.
I would say because if we're talking about who I think we're talking about from a thumbnail, it's a happy story, but.
Oh no! That's the power. That's the palate.
That's the palate cleanser. Okay. All right. So yeah, the nerd emoji. We've all seen it. It looks like these big, thick, like these kind of thicker glasses of buck teeth, smiling.
Yeah, the personification of in issue 17 of Marvel Comics.
Jason Gomez here, back with another rant about a user. That's everybody.
Yeah.
There's a guy with this on this that we look at on the stream. There's a few actually who people say specifically sounds exactly like the nerd emoji.
Yeah, it's a
it's
personification.
a classic.
It's a personification of every persnickety dickhead you've ever had to deal with online.
Yes.
But lately there has been a movement to change this this emoji, and one of the figureheads behind it is a 10-year-old kid named Teddy from England. And
what a fucking user!
Oh, and here's the thing, right?
This kid has stupid glasses.
I've just posted the image. Claw, take a look in the Discord.
Oh, look at this fucking kid! Jesus Christ!
You can't.
Yeah,
help...
I mean, he looks exactly what you think he would look like. Yeah, he looks
Just
like
pull out your phone, pull up your keyboard, type in the nerd emoji. This kid looks exactly like.
He looks exactly. He is the nerd emoji. Yes.
He's got the buck teeth. He's got the thick glasses. He even has his hair slicked back.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have a pocket protector. Kid, you got to put the pocket protector in. You got to make the look. You know.
Yeah,
that's
it's
part
rough.
of it.
And then he decided to put a different emoji, which he decided to rename the Genius emoji. And I gotta be.
I haven't seen this.
I gotta be 100% honest here, kid. You gotta get better at this.
Oh my god!
It's got a smirkier smile and thinner glasses.
It's got this very. So instead of the normal nerd emoji, it looks like Arthur the Aardvark with glasses, and then with like a tiny little mouth off to the side, like like he looks like that one Christ restoration. Oh god.
He does.
Ichimomo.
Oh.
It's amazing.
And look, I'm not doing this to dunk on a poor kid. I just thought it was a funny story because
Oh, I am. Fuck that kid.
the kid
That
looks
kid could eat shit.
exactly.
Listen,
exactly
that
like
kid's
that
parents
emoji.
are the real problem. Why are the parents letting him look that way?
Yeah, it's like they could get him thinner glasses. You don't have to get
Get
the
him,
thick frames.
get him some fucking contacts, maybe. Maybe he's too young for that. But change his hairstyle, maybe.
Yeah,
Don't
get
have
him
him
grow a
dress
little
like a
more.
fucking pencil pusher.
But yeah, this
Poor
kid
kid.
is this kid looks exactly like the emoji. That's the only reason he's going. I can't help but laugh. I'm sorry. But yes, Tristan, do you want to get into the next story?
Okay, so
Yes.
getting a bit of a tonal shift from something kind of funny to something actually kind of really scary. Um, so
Yeah.
y'all might know. I actually don't. I'm not aware of this person really. Hunter Avalon.
Yeah, he was.
He's a
I've heard of
YouTuber.
him. Yeah, he commented on some of my stuff a while back. Yeah,
Oh, sick. Positive comment or negative?
positive. Yes.
Yeah.
Ah, cool. So hey, in my mind, he's pretty cool then. So
There you go.
recently, his current girlfriend. I'm not sure how recently they got together.
I think it's only. I think
Uh,
it's been like 6 months roughly, or like 7.
yeah, like there's stuff later that implies that it's that it's a recent thing, but
Yeah.
she visited him like with as a visit, as you do if you're in a long distance relationship. Uh, and her ex boyfriend put Apple iTags or whatever they're called
An air tag.
in
Yeah.
AirTags into her luggage and her backpack. Like put some Velcro on them and it's like stuck them on the inside. Really fucked. And then like 4 or 5 days later,
Yeah.
he showed up to his apartment with a shotgun, shot through the door, hit his girlfriend in the
In the
leg.
leg. Yeah.
She's fine. She's just shaken up. Went to the hospital for a bit. I think she's already out.
Yeah.
And then had a standoff with the police. And if you go to Hunter Avalon's thing, you can see a video of it, and you hear it happen, and
Jesus.
yeah, he the shooter took his own life in his own in Hunter Avalon's apartment, and holy shit, that's fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's quite a thing to have to fucking deal with.
Yeah, this shit is why I'm so fucking against doxing
Yeah.
creators, like content
At the
creators,
very least,
because
like if you're an American, getting doxxed is almost like a fucking death sentence nowadays.
yeah, because all it takes is one person to decide that they want to take action. That's why the whole Sniper Wolf and Jax Films situation is like I'm really fucking up in arms about that shit because
Yeah, it's
like I said,
utterly reprehensible.
all it takes is one person
Yeah.
to do what this guy did, and it could have turned out so much worse for them. Because I mean, obviously, aside from the mental shit and how rough that must be to go through, all they really got was a little bit of a graze on the leg.
Yeah. And then he blew his brains out.
Yeah. The reactions to this are fucking insane too. Like most people are being really sane about it. We got Chris Raygun saying, "I'm so sorry, glad you're okay." Some black guy saying, "Glad you guys made it out of that."
That is a
Conspiracy
YouTuber
bullshit.
named some black
Yeah.
guy, by the way. Tristan's not racist.
I'm so used because I watch the Snark Tank like every single episode, so I'm just used to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, some black Derek Pilot or Derek Blackman. I don't know if I should say it's out there. He's said it before.
I'm not
Oh
cutting it.
jeez.
I'm not cutting it.
Shoe on Head's husband. I'm so sorry. I'm relieved that you're relatively okay. Can I even imagine how horrifying this was for both of you?
Wait, which one's Sean Head's husband? Is it?
Fucking some guy named Eudaimonia. I don't know how the fuck to pronounce that.
Okay.
You got Lauren Southern. This is terrifying. So sorry you both had to deal with this. Like lots of sane people in the comments saying stuff like, "Holy shit, glad you guys are okay." And then you have people. I'm not gonna pull this up because it'll take me a while to find, but basically saying, "Imagine being so beta that you didn't pull out your own gun to defend your girlfriend."
Ah, I see.
Jesus fuck. Yeah, because obviously, you know,
Yeah.
because Hunter Avalon does have guns. He's been pictured with them, but obviously, it's
That's
just.
not like I don't
First of
know.
all, it's very possible that he couldn't reach them
Well,
because
yeah, or couldn't get there in time.
yeah,
Yeah.
couldn't reach them, couldn't get there in time. They're in a different room that's like in the line of fire, or
Oh,
or he just didn't fucking want to take a man's life. That's
well, yeah.
not something that sits on somebody. You
There's a
know,
really good video from a channel called The Morbid Zoo. She was talking about the Ben Shapiro movie about school shootings called Run, Hide, Fight, I think it's called.
Oh yeah.
And it's a movie about this like teen girl. It's essentially Die Hard but set in a school, and it follows a teen girl instead of John McClane. And it doesn't reflect at all on the fact that she's like a child having to murder people. It's just viewed as like, isn't that cool? Isn't she an epic badass? And so,
Yeah.
like, I guess the people who would be saying that kind of thing are just these types of people who think, like, but you had the opportunity to be Rambo, bro. You didn't want to blow his fucking brains out. Like,
Yeah.
no, I think some
yeah.
people don't want to do
Like
that. That's a horrible experience.
if I were put in that situation, I would try any like I am someone who very much supports gun ownership because obviously if I'm gonna get on a little bit of a like tiniest little fucking political soapbox, a box that an individual soap comes in.
Okay.
Uh, but like if you restrict guns, you're not going to take guns out of criminals' hands, so they're still going to be able to get them and fucking do whatever they wish. So I'm very much for gun ownership, but also if I were put in that situation, I would look for any other fucking way out. Are
Yeah.
you kidding me? I don't want to have to be put in a situation where I have to kill somebody or even just like seriously wound somebody because
Yeah.
that shit sits with you. It doesn't go away.
Well, yeah, and you also like, I mean,
Even if
even
it's
on top of
justified.
that, even on top of just like that, it's like, do you really want to? If you can avoid it, do you really want to like shoot up your own fucking house and like destroy
Yeah,
your furniture and your walls and shit? Like,
exactly.
no. Do you want and your girlfriend is there? Do you want her to be involved in this? Like the guy's obviously targeting her, so it's like, oh, you should have shot him to protect
Well,
her. Well, targeting
he
him
was
because of
targeting
her.
Hunter, but like yeah, it all I don't
Yeah.
want to put blame on her, but yeah,
No,
she's
yeah, she's
the
the
catalyst
catalyst
for
for it,
this
and
man's insane behavior.
as such,
Yeah.
that means that she could become a target to him at any point, and like, yeah, you just like stray bullets can kill or whatever. Like you don't want to. It's lucky that she only was just somewhat hurt. Not apparently maybe already out. You said out of the hospital. It's
I
very
think so. I'm not sure.
very nice to hear that. But yeah, no, I mean like you don't want to. If he didn't want that guy to shoot himself, obviously, like
Yeah,
he
like
didn't do anything because he thought that maybe that wouldn't happen, and then it did, and yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a shame. Yeah, that's I
insane
hadn't heard about that.
situation.
I do like that you mentioned before we started though. You were like, yeah. Speaking of GTA 6 stuff, Hunter Avalon.
No, no, I didn't do. Speaking of which, I did not
Oh,
do that for. I did not do that for that. I don't know
okay.
where that came from.
You're
Maybe
good.
I okay. I was just like, huh. Yeah, I guess I could see the connection. There's
That's tone
guns.
deaf.
Yeah.
If I did that, I would very much be like in a jovial, joking tone.
Yeah, I don't know. It's no, that's awful. I mean, right after the Sniper Wolf stuff that like you said, I agree with everything you said, especially yeah, just be careful. Be careful what you're doing. The tagging
Yeah,
thing too, like what
that's
did
actually
Yeah.
fucked.
how
Like
did that happen again exactly?
okay, so
They
Apple has
matched them.
these. Yeah, Apple has these things called AirTags,
Yeah, which I
and
have one on my
basically
car
it's
keychain because I lose shit.
Right. But
Yeah,
like, how did one get on
essentially.
his stuff?
So it's a GPS tracker. I'm just filling in for those who don't know. GPS tracker. It's linked to your phone, so you know where that thing is at all times.
Yeah.
And what the ex-boyfriend did is he put them inside her luggage and her backpack. I don't know how. Obviously, we can't fucking ask him.
Yeah, well, there
But
is. I'll try to find the tweet again. Just sorry, continue.
yeah, but not entirely sure how. I'm guessing he just somehow got access. But uh, put them in the lining, I think, of.
Yeah,
Huh?
he. Where fuck-
Sorry, I gotta fucking hang on Twitter. People being funny. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he sewed them into the lining, and like he even like messaged her after because she like called him out saying, "What the fuck is wrong with you with this shit?" And he said, "Well, now I know where that scumfuck lives. See you soon."
Yeah, people are
Psychopath
speculating.
behavior.
People are speculating that he did it on October 13th when they did meet,
That makes sense.
but
It's
yeah, it seemed like she was still trying to be friendly with him. But
it depends on the situation, but sometimes that's really just not the move.
So I guess
yeah,
the new thing you have to be aware of is like, don't let anything of yours out of your sight if you're with somebody you don't. I mean, like,
yeah,
that was always the case, but like, now the
Now,
new
yeah,
reason is because they might put a thing in there to track you back to. I
yeah,
mean, I had heard about stuff like that, like when the Jax Films thing happened. I watched a video from Swell Entertainment talking about that, and she mentioned like to Sniper Wolf as a female content creator should be more careful about stuff like this because like she has a PO box, the woman who made the video, like, and she gets weirdos sending her things. Sometimes her PO box isn't in her city, and sometimes people might tag her shit, and I'm like, oh,
yeah.
I heard that. I'm like, wow, yeah, that is a thing to be concerned about.
Specifically,
It's interesting.
Pay Money Wubby got sent to tag.
yeah,
Mm.
Like that, you like. I'm pretty sure you could even go and find the PO box stream he found it on. But yeah, like that's a very real thing. And honestly, I get that these things have very legitimate uses.
yeah.
But man, it sucks that they're selling these things and that they're like so available.
It sucks that people are
Yeah.
fucking awful with shit too. It's
Yeah, I did hear that if you send the like the serial number of the tags
yeah,
and say, these got sent to me, they can get the Apple account that's linked to them banned. But,
At that point,
band-aid on a literal bullet wound there. So,
yeah. They should be reported to whatever police they're at. You know.
whatever god they find holy.
Ah,
Speaking of God and his wonderful gifts to mankind,
yeah.
it is that's the Grim Reaper at the Claw Machine's lucky day. We didn't get to talk about this last episode.
Yeah.
Why don't you say those magic words, Bane?
Oh, baby. Oh, buddy. Fucking Henry Kissinger is finally dead.
Rest in piss. Never missed.
Oh,
So,
finally.
explain Henry Kissinger like I've forgotten who he is, because
Oh,
I did know at some point in
yeah.
time.
War criminal.
Right.
The man who was the reason we were in basically 20-year fucking wars.
Yeah.
Yes.
He also he bombed Laos a lot.
Yeah.
Oh no, the Super Newsom phones.
There's a great quote from Andrew Zimmerman. It's Andrew Zimmerman, or who am I thinking of? It's one of the travel guys.
I think it was Emery Zimmerman III.
Uh, one second. I retweeted it recently so I'd remember, but I've retweeted so much shit that I can't remember where I put it. Also, yeah, I made a joke about soda drinkers. Tristan got mad at me.
Listen, they're called sodas, not fucking pop. I'll pop you in the fucking face.
Okay, so I got a quote from Anthony Bourdain here. This is a quote about Henry Kissinger.
Let me pull that up.
Once you've been to Cambodia, you'll never want to stop beating Henry Kissinger to death with your bare hands.
Sick.
Yeah. You will never be able to again open a newspaper and read about that treacherous, prevaricating, murderous scumbag sitting down for a nice chat with Charlie Rose or attending some black tie affair for a new glossy magazine without choking. Witness what Henry did in Cambodia, the fruits of his genius for statesmanship, and you will never understand why he's not sitting in the dock at The Hague next to Milovics. I think I fucked that up. While Henry continues to nibble nori rolls and ramaki at A-list parties, Cambodia, the neutral nation he secretly and illegally bombed, invaded, undermined, and threw to the dogs, is still trying to raise itself up on its one remaining leg.
Yeah, like in those countries that he bombed, like people are still finding, because they're like, I forget what type of bombs they are,
Yeah.
but like they're the type that if they don't detonate, they can lay dormant for a while. So kids are like finding these bombs in parks, and well, you know.
Yeah. And he lived to be 101, which, you know,
he outlived fucking Betty White, which is some bullshit.
There are so many good people, genuinely good people, who die early or even old deaths, but don't get to live as long as he did. And that's...
Listen, God is dead.
So, yeah. If there's never been a truer case of just why don't the people who deserve bad things happening to them, why doesn't it happen? It's Henry Kissinger. He got to live to 101. While people that, you know, I think, yeah, this is a common human thing. But,
think of it this way, though. Yeah. He lived to 101. Maybe he was very miserable and grief-stricken.
Oh, no.
I hope.
No.
I hope the ghost of his past mistakes continues to haunt that son of a bitch.
If there is a hell, they've invented a new ring just for him. It's like, you're too vulgar for even to throw near the pedophiles in hell.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fair.
It's like, again, it's, you know, we can all hope. Or he's just circling, you know, like a form of non-existence that he just has to live with forever. Kind of like the Jaunt from Stephen King. Where it's like your mind is trapped forever, even though your body's like teleported instantly. Like, maybe that's how it should be for people like that.
I could see it.
Yeah, no, I smiled for like 3 days straight afterwards. I woke up and it's like I heard birds chirping.
I'm shocked that we didn't get to it last episode.
There was so much shit that we just didn't cover.
We wound up going for fucking 4 hours talking about video games. We couldn't talk about Henry Kissinger.
Which, speaking of, I think my food did get delivered. Yeah, it got delivered like 10 minutes ago. Fuck. I'll be right back.
Oh, shit. All right. But yeah, so Ding Dong, the stupid bitch is dead. Got him.
Nice. Yeah, I guess. I did know who he was in more detail at one point, and I do remember at one point when I was a kid, I made a post, and I was like getting into politics a little bit, and I made a post on the GameSpot forums, talking about like politics and the 2008 election, and I was like this big long post about something about like the Iraq War, and it was all blaming it on Henry Kissinger, and I thought I was really smart, and then I realized after I'd posted it like 10 minutes later that I had said Harry Kissinger instead, and I was very disappointed in myself.
Damn.
Yeah, no, hey. Oh, shit. I just dropped something. I'm back. But yeah, no, it's you know, finally, though, just good news once, you know? Good news for once in the world.
That the Grim Reaper at the claw machine is so fucking happy.
Oh, she finally got a gold star, you know?
Is that a meme?
Yeah.
Yeah, so every time someone famous died,
who's like 100 or some odd.
Yeah, the meme was to post, let me grab it real quick. Copy image. So the meme was to post this image with the caption, "Is Henry Kissinger even in this thing?"
I see.
It's a good meme. I really it's sad to see it go, but it's probably going to come back.
Yeah, oh hey, there's There's enough of them. I mean, I posted a meme before, I think, the politics chat, which is Holden Blood Feast, Republican from Iowa, 118 years old. Please, God, let us nuke Iran. Nothing else matters. I'll do anything, please. I just want to see
Jesus
burning flesh
Christ.
one last time before I die. Respectable
What the
bipartisan.
fuck?
Yeah, no, that meme is incredibly accurate.
Christ.
I have to
Yes.
ask,
Yes.
who is this Rad Con Dad?
Huh?
Did you talk about that one already?
I don't think I did, no.
The lady with the selfie, and then there's like a Goonie beard man behind him.
Oh, I haven't seen this. No, I'm out of a loop on this.
You posted it.
Oh, I did? Where? Oh, that's
Dude!
no, okay, no, that's from the story from before. That's the guy who shot himself.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's him?
Oh,
Okay,
that
I was
guy.
busy fucking. Okay, I was
You're
busy
good,
playing
you're good.
fucking Morrowind. Damn. All right. Yeah. Shit.
Yeah, that's the guy.
Damn, that's a lot of beard hairs to have to clean up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucked.
Oh. Oh, we're going to hell.
Fucking hell. Yeah.
But-
Well, we're going to a higher layer than Kissinger, I guess.
Yeah,
Hey,
he
at the very
gets the
least, we'll-
VIP seat.
we'll be on the surface
He
level.
replaces one of the guys that's in Satan's mouths. He replaces Brutus. Brutus didn't deserve to be in
I was gonna say,
there.
it's like, all right, Adolf, time to get off for a little bit. We're bringing him in.
Hell yeah.
It's like, oh, finally. I don't know what fucking Kissinger sounds like. I couldn't do a fucking voice for him.
Oh
He was
man.
also weird in German.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of weird things that I find horrifying, I got an AI story that I think both of you might take some offense to.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Oh, is this the one from earlier that you mentioned?
Yeah, this is Calm, which is a like sleeping and relaxation app, which I've used before. It's not actually a bad app, which is why this hurts a little more. Calm's It's a Wonderful Sleep Story will star Jimmy Stewart's AI-generated voice.
Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
Yeah.
They're
Jimmy
bringing back Jimmy Stewart. Finally.
They're bringing back a man who has been dead since almost 26 years.
I mean, yeah, I mean, people have already made jokes like for years about in the future we'll just have movies with Spencer Tracy again, and like, whatever other dead, the Michael Jackson will be there, anybody, they'll just do that. I mean, I remember, do either of you remember in like 2009 or whatever when Guitar Hero 5 came out? Do either of you know where I'm going with this?
I think I know where you're going with this. I can't remember the name of the person they did, but it was Kurt Cobain, wasn't it?
Yeah, they had Kurt
yeah, it
Cobain
was.
in Guitar Hero 5, so you could unlock him to play like, an Elliott Smith song, which was fitting, or have him play like any other song. Like what else was in that? I don't know. I don't remember what was in that game,
like
but
a Pink song in that game, so
have fucking Kurt Cobain playing like a Muse track, because they also had what's his name, Bellamy in the game. Yeah, and that was the first thing where there was a big thing like, this is kind of fucking disrespectful and weird. I don't know why this is allowed, and this is where we are now. We've got Jimmy Stewart. It's a wonderful death.
it's a wonder. I can't do his voice. Oh, please let my corpse stay down in the ground, please.
I just want to stay dead. See, I just don't want to live again. Oh God!
I didn't ask to be brought back like this.
Basically, Jorma.
Oh, please let me stay back in the ground.
Oh golly, gee,
meat grinder.
golly gee, don't defile my corpse for some ad revenue.
Please be creative again.
I want to die again, Clarence. I want to die again.
Existence is futile. Oh, we're going to hell, but I love it.
Every time a bell rings, another celebrity gets his fucking corpse raped.
Then fucking John Wayne
good
comes
Lord.
out. I, Pilgrim, I wish to go back It's
I
forever
wanna
in
kill
there.
some more natives, Pilgrim.
There's nothing out there.
It's longer than you think, Pilgrim.
I mean, if they can do this, we might as well just have a movie that's like the biggest fuck you. I mean, like, do they have Jimmy Stewart? They have to have like his estates
They
say
do.
so, I guess. Okay.
Yeah.
So you'd need to be able to sign that for like enough people to make like the Expendables of dead people, and just make it just the
I mean,
worst
I mean,
thing ever.
fuck, just do the Expendables and just get AI versions of Stallone and all them. They'd do it for money. They don't
Yeah.
give a
Well,
fuck.
well, I mean, did Bruce Willis die, by the way?
No, he's just like extremely
Yeah,
dementia ridden.
Because there was
he's in a bad
yeah,
state.
I saw a thing recently that I guess I got trolled. I downloaded fucking TikTok for some
Oh,
reason,
I'm
and I've
sorry.
Oh,
it's
jeez,
been a very bad
that's awful.
experience so
You
far. And
could you
but
could do
yeah,
a TikTok speed run where you start a new account and just try to get a certain kind of TikTok, like Latina
yeah,
prison TikTok. That's a thing.
interesting. I don't know how to game the algorithm, but I did come across something that was saying that Bruce Willis was dead, but no, like he was one that he already has his face and I think voice. I think multiple different versions of it too, like different instances. He's had AI.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis is out there, so I mean,
Well,
yeah,
there's like a
was he
commercial
in
in
one of the
Japan.
Expendables?
I was in, I think, 3 of the 4. I think there's
Oh
4.
yeah. Yeah, so like I could see he's already one is in the hole. You get in like Hasselhoff or something, like I'm sure he'd
Yeah.
do it.
But it's like you can just now, like, you don't even have to get the actors on, like, in there. Just make AI versions of them that are like de-aged to like in their 30 and just go crazy.
Oh
That's what it's
yeah,
gonna
it'll be
be.
so awful. I mean, we need somebody to be bold and make that the movie that's as bad as it can be, so that everybody can see it and be horrified and realize that we need to stop.
Effectively, yeah, we need to basically nuke it.
Yeah,
You'd think that
that's
would have
the idea.
happened already, but yeah, I guess they have some restraint up there.
I mean, I saw
The
really
fucking blood chambers of Hollywood.
Yeah.
the blood feast chambers in Iowa, where the real money is kept. I saw a really great video talking about invisible CG, and how it's, they say a movie has no CG and stuff like that. And there was and that was interesting when it talked about like, de-aging of actors and stuff. There was a different video also that specifically mentioned, I think it was a different video, specifically mentioned the actor de-aging thing, and how that there's usually an actual actor playing whatever character. And not even just de-aging, but like the stuff like especially in Star Wars where they had like the Tarkin and the Leia and the Luke in Mandalorian, where they'll have an actual actor who not only is like performing as an actor, but looks the part somewhat for a young Princess Leia or whatever.
Yeah.
But they just replace the actor with this horrible CGI thing. And it's like
Yeah.
this person is performing, and you're just there. Nobody remembers the guy who played CGI Tarkin
To be fair,
in that
though, the guy,
movie.
well, actually, he's oh geez, Ben Mendelsohn. What
Yeah.
I know the actor. I forgot his name.
No, I think it's a
Uh,
different. I don't know. I think it's like there's like a guy who actually plays like the
Not Ben
movements of the
Mendelsohn.
actor.
Ben Mendelsohn played a different part.
Yeah.
It was fucking yeah. Ben Mendelsohn was fucking Krennic.
Yeah.
God, what was his
Um,
name? He's one of the front runners usually, like most of the time for like Doctor Who, like the new
Oh,
Doctor.
I'm trying to.
It's
okay.
oh god, he played a part in Harry Potter. Fucking his name isn't coming to me.
Oh, Guy Henry.
Guy Henry. I'm pretty
That
sure
is
that's
Yeah,
it.
it.
yep, that
Yeah.
is.
Okay. Well, I guess you do know. All right. Well,
Yeah.
That's
I
the
don't
thing
know.
though. Guy Henry isn't really someone who can convincingly play Peter Cushing. So
Yeah.
at least that makes sense that they
But you can get an
gave him
actor who
CGI.
could though.
That's
Like,
that's the thing.
Yeah.
Peter Cushing has a very unique face.
I guess,
He
but I
does.
Like
don't
he
know.
has
Like,
mad cheekbones, very gaunt.
I feel like mankind is okay with fucking like recasts. Like we need to be
Oh
willing to
yeah.
just let go a little
Yeah,
bit.
that's true, but like at the very least, for a film that takes place immediately before the original, it makes more sense. And with Leia, like Leia makes a lot less sense because I've seen the actress who plays her. She looks a lot like a young Carrie Fisher.
Yeah,
Or you
and
could
the
look-
Luke one too.
Yeah, it looked like
Very
the
Yeah,
plan
the Luke
was.
one's fucking insane because they chose one of the men in Hollywood
Yeah.
who looks exactly like Mark Hamill. But then
Yeah.
they just super glued Mark Hamill's face over the already Mark Hamill looking face.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
And it ends up
meanwhile,
not really looking like Mark Hamill.
thank God and I have never seen it, but the Solo movie, thank God they didn't do fake Harrison
Yeah.
Ford the whole
Yeah,
movie.
and here's the thing. It failed because it came right after Last Jedi.
Yeah.
Like a span of a few months, which first of all, 2 films back to back.
but
Yeah, that's
also
fair.
not the
But
best
also,
movie.
did I say Rise of
you said
because
Last Jedi.
last
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 Jedi.
Jedi. Okay, I was right. But y'all know how I feel about Last Jedi. I love
Yeah.
it. But however, it was a very divisive movie.
Yeah, it was
So-
probably not the right film for the time, I think.
Yeah,
Well,
and that's the
before
thing.
we get into the Gerard stuff, that's the first really spicy thing that Tristan's gonna say
That's the
today.
first spicy take.
Oh yeah.
Right,
So,
why don't you write a comment about that down below?
Yeah, give us our
And buy us
engagement,
a hoodie
please.
too.
Thank
Buy
you.
a Loud Equals Funny hoodie.
Please.
But
Because
like
you
that's the
made us.
thing. It was a very divisive movie. Like I'll admit that.
Yeah.
And it was like the Solo movie is really good. Like it's a really fun action movie, and
It's got a pretty good
what's his fucking name?
Alden Ehrenreich.
Alden
Yeah.
Ehrenreich. He
Oh,
plays a good Han
oh.
Solo.
He
And, dude,
was
Donald
the-
Glover. Donald
Yeah,
Glover plays a
I've-
fantastic Lando.
I've seen clips. He does pretty good. Alden Ehrenreich plays young. He does the face act or whatever body acting for the young Harrison Ford actually in the new
Oh,
Indiana
nice.
Jones. Not all. I don't think all the time, but like some of the scenes, it's him. So
Yeah.
That's really cool.
yeah, but even then,
It's also an opera.
But yeah, like
even then, you've got a young Harrison Ford, which sounds and is, and in many cases, it is him. It is Harrison Ford acting as a young Harrison Ford. It's like he's like 90. This doesn't look right.
Well,
It sound right,
Did
and
you ever
his
watch-
face doesn't look right.
Did you ever watch The Irishman?
No, but
I
that
don't.
one I have seen that it's like
Yeah.
subtle enough. It's not
Well,
too distracting.
except
or
there's
anything.
there's one scene where it kind of is, and it's where he's like in World War II, and they
Oh.
like they de-age his face, but it's still him there, and his body is it's very, best way to describe it, it's very stiff. Like he's trying to like shoot someone, and it's like, that's an old man's body.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'd like
perfect.
it really is a shame because I think that the reason Disney thinks that movie failed is because of Alden Ehrenreich and probably by extension Donald Glover playing, established characters while not looking 100% like them. And it's
Yeah.
such a fucking shame because that's not why it failed.
Yeah.
It failed because it came out like 6 months after the last one, and the last one was very divisive.
Yeah.
It was just a victim of circumstance, and then Disney's like, well, yeah, I guess they just don't like it when we recast people.
There was also already the fucking Rogue One.
Yeah,
a
Rogue
year
One was
before
released.
that.
Yeah.
To be fair, though, Rogue One was released at the halfway point between 7 and 8. It wasn't
Mhm.
released, in March or May.
And I still like, I think so. I still think Rogue One is really good.
Yeah, Rogue One's great. I love it.
I haven't seen it. I do know that there was a really good video recently from Drew Gooden talking about Star Wars shows that have come out recently and how the show Andor is
Yeah.
like the best
Yeah.
Star Wars thing pretty much in if not ever in a very long time. He went through it and I definitely want
I
to
really
watch
gotta
it now.
watch the rest of it. Yeah, I really gotta watch the rest of that. I watched the first 4 episodes, which were really, really good.
Yeah.
And so many people say, oh, dude, it picks up so much after the first 4 episodes. But I just haven't had a chance to watch it.
I still
Yeah,
haven't got
he
to watch
showed-
the next 2 Doctor Who episodes, actually.
So
yeah.
they're despite
The second
the
one
kind
is
of
really good.
the
Haven't
second
seen
one's
it.
great. I'm a little bit. I think
Yeah.
I want to save a lot of this discussion for the next Doctor Who episode, which do we want to do that before or after the Christmas special?
Ooh.
I'm fine with either.
Maybe after.
Maybe let's
Get it
do
all
after.
done.
Okay.
Yeah.
But there something happens in the last one that I have some misgivings about. But Russell T Davies has come on a podcast recently and said, basically, he assuaged some of my concerns, which is pretty good. I'm just gonna have to see where he takes it. But yeah, that's the thing. That weird detail aside, I loved the most recent episode. It was great.
Yeah.
Like even better than the first one of the specials. It was great.
Wow.
I'm just glad Doctor Who's back.
Hell
Second
yeah,
one.
we are so back.
Fuck yeah, we
Yeah,
are.
the second one was like the best that it's been in a long time. So
Yeah, it's a lot of people were saying that it's up there with like Midnight and Heaven Sent.
I
No,
think I
it's
liked it more
not.
than Heaven Sent, because
Yeah, that's because you're wrong.
Heaven Sent was cool, but it was one of those episodes like Blink that's like barely like a normal Doctor Who episode, and it's just a lot of like him walking around, and it's atmospheric, and it is a good episode, but it's not really standard Doctor Who. The
Well, that's the
second
thing.
special there was like you could show that to anyone as your first time with Doctor Who, and it's a great time, you know.
Fair, but also I think that not being a traditional episode works a lot in its favor.
Oh yeah,
We
it is a
we, we
very
should
special
we should
thing.
definitely talk about this more in detail
Yeah.
Yeah.
on the episode. But it's definitely not, to my mind, like the best since Heaven Sent, but it's definitely the best since like World Enough in Time and The Doctor Falls.
Yeah,
Like
it's the best
those
it's
were really
been in
good
a while.
episodes, and Twice Upon a Time is pretty good, but it's the beginning of a very drastic decline.
Mm.
Like A Woman
Yeah,
Who
I
Fell to
mean,
Earth was good, and then it's like down low for a while. And then Haunting of Villa Diodati was pretty good, and then it got low again.
yeah.
Let's.
Uh,
I'm gonna stop that there.
I don't know. We do have to do another Doctor Who episode, but we should probably do one maybe about Star Wars at some point too, because
I'm the game. Yeah, I'm game.
yeah, I was mentioning video from Drew Gooden was talking about the recent shows. He mentioned how great Andor was, and he was directly comparing it to the Ahsoka show and some of the other ones like the Ben Kenobi show, and he was like they just threw this together because you know who these characters are. If this was
Mm,
just regular Star, if this was just not Star Wars and it was like watch this cool show about this person, then it would be like kind of an incomprehensible mess. And the best example that he showed was in Ahsoka, where they have Thrawn who is in the from the book
yeah.
that I'm reading now, Heir to the Empire, where he does some of the coolest villain stuff I've ever seen. There's a whole chapter. I mean, spoilers for this book. If you want the actual really good sequel trilogy, you should check it out. Heir to the
Heir to the
Empire
Empire
and
is great.
the two sequels to that. I don't know if they continue to be good, but the first one so far is really solid. And there's a really interesting part somewhere in the middle of the book where there's like a whole chapter that's spent on like the heroes plotting like this big elaborate plan, and then the very next chapter is just like Thrawn meticulously explaining to a guy the every step of the plan that these people just put together from like a million miles away on a different ship, just like, oh well, clearly this is the gambit that they're doing. And it's like you kind of look at it like, was the writer just kind of pulling it out of his head? No, it all makes sense. The logic that he uses all makes sense, and it's just such a great
Yeah,
villain moment. And
I
then
will
on the
say.
Go
Oh,
ahead.
yeah, go ahead and finish up.
Oh, I was just gonna say on the Ahsoka show, he is apparently just continuously an idiot and fails all the time, and the whole
Yeah.
point of the show is, guys, Thrawn, but like, who gives a shit? He sucks here. He doesn't have any of the established stuff that made him good in the fucking book that he comes from, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll say maybe bump that up to 3 spicy opinions that I'm gonna have on this episode.
Oh
Oh
boy.
boy.
But I agree. Well, I haven't seen the Ahsoka show, but for the most part, I do agree about Thrawn. He kind of, from everything I've heard, kind of really sucks in the new Star Wars.
Yeah.
However, I loved the Obi-Wan Kenobi show. I
I've
think it
heard
got.
people say it was pretty like schlocky fun or whatever.
I wouldn't even say that. I would say it's very emotionally resonant, and I think
Ugh,
it definitely came to me at the right time because
okay.
like it got so much hate and none of it was deserved because all of the hate was basically just like, oh hey look, it's the character you like, oh clap, I clapped because I know what that is, which
Well, I mean, it's
I
funny
can I
that you
can
say that because Red Letter Media specifically looked at it, and Mike was like, "This show is so stupid, and I like it for that reason." Like like they were actually on board with it to a certain degree.
yeah I mean hey, if you liked it because it's stupid, hey whatever, that's cool, but for me like it's the story about a guy who lost literally every fucking shred of hope that he had, and then he has to learn to fucking pick up the pieces and like build a new hope from that. Ha ha ha, new hope. I didn't mean it like that, but you know, he has to like build a new version of like his old hope.
But isn't
And
that it? I've
God, that
heard it
just
said
hit
that
me hard.
it's. I mean, I haven't seen it, but I've heard it said that it was basically just, hey, you know how the prequels set him at this like point? Well, he has to like relearn this lesson or whatever so that he can be in the same spot he already was set up to be in for the fucking like original series.
I
Is
no,
is
not
that not the
really.
case?
Yeah,
No.
not really, because like where he's at the end is that he is very sad, obviously, because he in his mind, you know, as he imagines it, had to kill his best friend. And there's not really enough time afterwards in that to really like for him to like come to grips with that. So like yeah, he has Luke and Luke is like, you know, the new generation, but Owen's not going to let Obi-Wan train Luke. He didn't in the old canon because like again like in at the very beginning of A New Hope, Owen's just like, "Oh, don't pay attention to that old wizard Ben." And the whole show is about him, you know, laying low, being undercover, and just kind of wallowing, for lack of a better word. And by the end of it, he picks himself up and has a purpose to eventually,
But
if
isn't he
not
still
train Luke.
basically just like a weird hermit in A New Hope though?
Well, yeah, but he's a weird hermit that isn't brought, you know, bogged down by all of the shit that happened to him 20 years ago.
Yeah, he
Now, you
does. I
could,
mean,
I
he
mean,
is
you could,
sprightly, yeah.
yeah, you could have that. You could have it. The show isn't like necessarily needed because you can imagine that in 20 years Obi-Wan's kind of let go of a lot of that.
But
Sure.
this is the story of him doing that, I
Yeah, it's the
guess.
story
Yeah.
of him doing that. And like I would love a series about Luke basically doing the exact opposite, where he sees everything fucking torn down in his life and he just goes into this big despair and decides, yeah, fuck it, Jedi
Yeah,
suck.
I really want to see the. I keep saying it. I really want to see The Last Jedi. I never have. I watched the third one in the theaters, and I
Oh
thought it
man,
was okay at the time, but I was like,
it's bad, it's awful.
Yeah.
yeah.
You
I
know,
mean, I
somebody bought that for me for Christmas, and I was like, "Thank you."
Thanks, thanks.
yeah.
I didn't say a thing. I just was like, "Yeah, thank you."
I was I was on stream recently and I was realize I had this moment and everybody in chat said it was well not everybody but a lot of people were like oh bad take and I don't know it might have been but it was just me saying like it was funny that so many people complained that The Force Awakens was like a rip off of A New Hope, just a rehash. And then the second one tried to do new things. And maybe
Yep.
it didn't do great with those new things, but like it tried to do different things and swerve it into different directions. And those very same people, including Red Letter Media, who I love,
Yeah.
they seem to have very harsh problems with people with new things happening in Star Wars, even though that's exactly what they then went on to complain never happens in Star Wars, or
Yeah.
had previously complained never happens in
And
Star
then
Wars.
and then they go back and basically say, "Oh, well, you know that character who, you know, Ryan Johnson said wasn't, you know, descended from someone. Yeah, she's actually descended from someone.
Yeah.
You know how we set up Kylo Ren to be the main villain and how he probably wouldn't have been redeemed if the story had gone on the logical path. Yeah, the Emperor's back now. Fuck you. Like it's just they went back to doing. Hey, you recognize this thing?
And I don't know why people like, because what got me thinking about that, you mentioned Luke. Everybody was so mad about the thing with Luke being like, miserable or whatever.
I've never understood people who said that that was against his character.
I mean, like, a part of it, I guess, is the whole they're attacking our white men, our heroic white men,
Yeah,
that
I
whole
try to
thing.
ignore that shit.
Part of it is probably that, but then another part is like, yeah, he was optimistic and he wouldn't have let this happen, but shit, I don't know, man. I mean, even in the fucking sequel trilogy that I think is the good one, like, there's parts where it's like, yeah, I mean, I could see it. I could see him maybe, I don't know. He's an emotional guy, and
Yeah,
he's trying to be a
he's
Jedi. Like it makes sense that could
yeah
happen.
he's not like this fucking god. I mean, he even in the original movies, he complains often.
He is a
He
whiny bitch. He has to go to
he
get the power converters.
oh, Biggs was right. I'm never gonna get out of this place. He even
Yeah,
whines to Yoda in the last movie.
Yeah.
And the Ghost of Obi-Wan. He whines to them both in the last fucking movie.
and he
He
kisses his
gives up.
sister.
He gives up on his father. He says that my father is truly dead after I think it's while they're walking to the Emperor. And then, fucking Darth Vader's like, "Oh, you have a sister. Oh, word. Maybe I should turn her to the dark side." And then he just fucking starts wailing on his own father after an entire movie of like, "I know there's still good in you." Like
Yeah,
saying that Luke would never give up on the Jedi and become an old hermit
Oh
just
yeah.
shows that you don't understand how humans work. Because if that man can wail on his own father after saying, "I know you're still a good person," when his father just mused upon turning his sister to the dark side. If he can wail on his father for that, he's absolutely emotional enough to just give up on shit when everything goes south immediately once again.
Yeah. Also, it's like, how can you not blame him? I mean,
Yeah. Like that shit happened to me. Like I try to think of myself as someone who can roll with the punches a bit, but if that shit happened to me, hell yeah, I'd give up.
yeah, and
God
like
damn.
all his people, all his students die and everything, and then
Yeah.
the other
And
thing with
it's
that. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say it's specifically because of a mistake that he made. Of course he's gonna be very gloom and doom about it.
Yeah,
yeah.
but Tristan, he drank the blue milk that makes him a joke, and he's stupid, and
Damn, I
we
can't believe you hate A New Hope like that.
Yeah, I
Uh
mean, the other big thing with that movie I know that people hate is the whole casino planet or whatever,
to be
which
fair, it is a bit gratuitous and goes on a bit too long. I do think it's still necessary to the story, but
yeah,
not quite to the extent that it was put into the story, you know?
I mean, like the thing again, I haven't seen it personally, but like from everything I have seen of it, it doesn't even feel like I don't know. Like, does that really ruin the movie? Every Star Wars
It
movie has some stupid bullshit in it,
it
except
is
like the
more
first
essential to the
two.
plot. Oh, go ahead.
Well, just like the first two are pretty standard Star Wars. Like they have A New Hope and Empire are both like great, and then every movie after is like, okay, you don't need like Dexter Jetster, you don't need the
Yeah.
Ewoks, like so. If this movie has a part that's a little bit okay, we don't need so much of this. Is that really the end of the world? I don't know. If
Yeah,
it's like
like
one of the huge problems with the movie is Canto Bite, like,
a lot of these people are coming on to the prequels now because oh, George did it so much better.
oh
With
god.
but
I mean, I think that
was
the prequels are so much more imaginative and creative, but
yeah,
not.
I
That's
will
not
agree.
necessarily just like blanket a good thing.
Just gonna put these questions out there. Was Oto Gunga, the Gungan city in episode one, crucial to the plot? I mean, he gave them a way to go to fucking the Theed city, but that's really
Oh,
it.
they take the bongo down underwater.
Yeah, they could have
No,
just
probably
fucking they could
not.
have they could have just gone there. They could have just look George really could have just had them land like closer. Could have had him take
Yeah.
a fucking transport, like hijack a ship or something. Oh geez, episode 2. Where do I even start? The Droid Factory,
Episode 2,
Dexter
I
Jettster.
want to point out episode 2 is the first thing I ever saw from Star Wars. I
Oh,
saw it
I'm
on
so sorry.
No, I liked it. I didn't watch too much, but I saw it on TBS one night as a kid, and I just because I knew it wasn't like I didn't have the full story, and I'm like, oh, I want to watch this properly. But I watched a little bit, and I watched or maybe I just I didn't even do that. I might have just watched the end, but I watched like the whole stupid lava platforming factory, and then
Yeah,
the
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 Droid
like.
Factory is the worst part of Star Wars.
I,
Maybe,
I mean,
maybe besides the ninth movie, that one was.
I I liked it as a 10-year-old, but
I
it
didn't
was
like it as a 10-year-old. I was bored.
I thought it looked like a stupid video game, and I'm like, they make movies that look like this. And then
Nice.
there was the whole arena too that was like that.
The
I mean,
arena was
shit.
fine.
Since we're already doing it, what's your problem with the ninth movie? Because I mean, it's pretty bad, but
Good fucking lord,
is
where
it
do I
that much
start?
worse than the eighth movie?
Yes, the fact that
Yeah.
J.J. Abrams specifically spackled over everything that the eighth movie did is just like, even if it was a good movie, which it's not, holy shit, it's just so disrespectful.
Yeah, but that
Like,
movie's
even
bad and Ryan Johnson's stupid.
even to the point, fans didn't like Rose Tico because some of them are racist and some of them think she wasn't a very useful character. Which whatever, you can
I've
have your
heard some
opinion.
strong stuff about how she was like a bit annoying in the.
You can have your
movie, but I don't
opinion
know.
as long as you're not racist.
Yeah.
But like, people didn't like her character. And so JJ was like, well, I'm just going to not have her in this one as much. She's going to have to stay behind for not obvious reasons. And then
Yeah, she was like in one or two
obviously
scenes or something.
you have the the backstep, the backpedaling on Rey not really being important in terms of lineage.
Yeah.
Basically saying, "Oh, well, fuck you. You're a Palpatine now."
There's a lot of points in the fucking when I'm reading Heir to the Empire where I'm just like I'm thinking about the sequel trilogy, specifically that movie, and where it's just like I don't know, like the scene with fucking Chewie, I think, where he
Yeah,
like dies and then
the
2 minutes
stupid
later
fucking fake out. I was about to
just-
mention that.
he's just alive again. Like I
They
feel
fake out Chewie's
nothing.
death. They fake out Chewie's death. And instead of, making the audience believe that he's dead and having us discover that he's alive when the rest of the cast does,
Or
they
some kind of any kind of creative thing with like we got one here and it's like the Empire's got him or whatever.
yeah,
Or
they like immediately, like after like I think a scene,
it's one scene. Yeah.
they reveal that he's alive actually. Fuck you.
Yeah, it's like I'm reading like the sequel book and I'm like, wow, this whole part with they again spoilers, but they reprogrammed C3PO to sound like Leia and then it fools nobody. Nobody is fooled by it. And like it's such a great part and that required like a few chapters to happen and like that's not just a thing that happens in one scene. Like they do something like that too in the ninth movie.
They have to erase C3PO's memory
Oh god.
so that he can like read an inscription on a dagger.
Yeah.
But then like half an hour later at the very end of the movie, R2D2 just has a full backup of C3PO's memory for no fucking reason.
Nobody's ever really gone.
Nobody's ever really gone.
Well,
Genuinely, I feel like if Ryan Johnson, I'm so used to Ryan Johnson hating it, I'm just automatically filling in the blanks. But if J.J. Abrams could, he probably would have also just brought Luke back.
yeah, that would have been a step too far.
Yeah.
That would have been bordering. That would have been bordering on. I mentioned before there was a meme years ago about after after Other M came out, people thought the next Metroid game would start with a space pirate writing derogatory fan fiction about Samus. And that's what Other M was, and it wasn't
Uh,
canon, we promise. And
um,
that's what JJ started the screenplay with.
And Poochie
man.
was sent to his home planet.
Bringing
Well,
Palpatine back in general was just a bad move because they did it.
yeah.
They did it in the original fucking
They did
the
it in
Legends continuity.
Fortnite.
Yeah, actually, that's another thing. They're like the opening crawl states that there's a fucking broadcast around the galaxy. The dead speak. Palpatine
Somehow.
is talking about some shit on a
I always
broadcast.
did really like the dead speak. That's a good
Yeah,
thing.
I really like that opening.
Yeah.
But like Palpatine's broadcast is not heard at all in the original movie. But it was a fucking it was broadcast on Fortnite. Oh, yeah, you gotta play a Fortnite and find out what the fuck's going on in the story. Woo.
Yeah, it's important.
Should
But like,
after this, we'll talk about Fortnite. But sorry.
oh yeah. So real quick, I'll finish this up as succinctly as I can.
Yeah.
Bringing back Palpatine is, I think, the stupidest decision that this, besides all the spackling over the previous one.
Besides the 40 billion Star Destroyers, but I guess that's kind of connected to Palpatine.
Yeah, I'll get to that too because there's something really fucking stupid about that. But God, what was I saying?
Palpatine's the worst
Palpatine.
part.
Bringing back Palpatine's the worst part because first of all, there's no build up. You have Snoke and you have like a little, tiny hints in like, The Mandalorian, sure. Although I think that like specific scene that I'm thinking about happened afterwards, like in season 2. Jeez, but they did this in Legends and it was just as bad. Like, no disrespect to the author, may he rest in peace, but like Dark Empire was bad. It wasn't good. You shouldn't be copying off of that awful homework.
Oh, that was a comic, right?
Yeah, Dark Empire. It was like a
I've heard of
multimedia
that.
thing, I think. But God, it was so embarrassing. And the Star Destroyers. So you had fucking the Death Star, right? Oh, it can destroy a planet. That's like the peak of technology. And it's such the peak of technology that like 5 years, I think it's like actually 4 years later in continuity, there's just another one. It's bigger, but it still has the same capabilities. It just can hold more people.
It's like there's just another one.
Yeah. I think the lore is that there was just another one being built before, but then the first one got blown up, so they were just like, oh well, let's just finish up this one. So then, like 30 years,
so good. I guess we might as well.
Then, like 30 years later, you have something that's even bigger, and it was like made out of an actual planet, like mined out, and then it has the ability to destroy a whole solar system. Which, okay, sure, 30 years and a much larger power source, and big explodey cannon, sure, but then not even. I think it's like a year later, like about a year. Now you have a million fucking Star Destroyers, and they all have Death Star cannons on them because fuck it, who cares?
Manned by people somehow. Yeah.
Also, these are ISB-1 Star Destroyers, which are the ones that appear in A New Hope, and I think one of them appears in Empire.
Yeah.
But they're double the size. Not they're made to be double the size, and like. There's accommodations, for that. No, they took the Star Destroyer and just said, okay, we're going to do that times 2. Which means that if that's true, then you just have
inside are a giant too.
Either that, or you have just, people in rooms that are twice the size that they should be.
Yeah, it's like playing Halo on the house map.
It's just fucking embarrassing. All right, we should get off of Star Wars talk. I don't know how this came up.
Yeah.
No, I think we just did the Star Wars hyperfixation, so there you go.
There's your Star Wars.
For now, yeah.
We'll probably talk about. We'll talk about it more.
You gotta talk about KOTOR eventually.
Yeah,
True.
once you finish the fucking games.
Once I replay the games.
So I guess does anybody have anything before the other big thing, the the
Bane was
YouTube
gonna,
scandal.
Bane was going to talk about Fortnite.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
Fortnite.
So Fortnite released 3 games within itself just recently.
Yeah,
Rocket Racing, which is
that looks cool.
I think it's pretty fun. It's a little clunky and has some issues, but it's a car racing game made by the guys who did Rocket League and some of your shit transfers. There's Fortnite Festival, which is it's just Rock Band.
Yeah, but it has the worst soundtrack ever. It's got
Yeah, it
like
needs more
Billie
songs.
Eilish and like 50 songs by The Weeknd of all people, and
Yeah, they just
it's just
added
top
Party Rock
40 pop
Anthem.
radio.
They just added Party Rock Anthem, so it's getting better.
Oh, okay. Party Rock Anthem, we're saved, thank God.
But
But
admittedly,
apparently they are adding support for Guitar Hero controllers, which
yeah,
means
That's sick.
as shitty as the soundtrack is, it's Fortnite. There will be more songs.
there will be
There
more
might be
support.
band camps. Well, no, they sold fucking
They
band
sold
camps, so never
Bandcamp,
mind.
but
Well, there's gonna be still more songs. It's epic, and uh, I'll welcome any fucking rejuvenation to the Guitar Hero scene, man. I'm
and
down for it, even if the songs are bad now.
and
They'll
here's
be
the
better.
thing. I've played it. You can do a band and have people join in. And when it's
Yeah, that's
not your
cool.
turn, you can emote. And every emote you've got in Fortnite works. So I do the Macarena and it's not my turn.
Well, nice. You can make a
I
Wu
like
Tang
that.
themed band.
Oh
There you
yeah.
go.
It's
So it's
up
the
to them to
rocket
add
racing
stuff.
thing.
Yeah.
It's the rock band, and what's the
And
third
then
one?
the last one is Lego Fortnite, which is
Right.
just
Fortnite, but
Minecraft.
Lego.
Yeah.
So it's not Lego. I assumed at first that it was Lego themed Fortnite, where it would just be like a battle royale
Nope,
with Lego characters,
it is straight up Minecraft. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you. But it's a
which
really
is
Huh.
fun Minecraft.
yeah, I gotta say that's a real shame because I've never liked Minecraft, but I really liked what I played of the Lego Worlds game, which
Yeah.
was like the actual Lego Minecraft, where you could go to another planet and it was better than Starfield, by the way. It was basically Starfield, but it was better than Starfield. You would like take
You could
your
like
Lego ship
yeah.
and go to another planet and it would be like, "Oh, this planet's made of candy or something." It would be great. But yeah, no, I guess they got that.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
But
Yeah, it's
it's
like all free in Fortnite.
it is completely free and what you can do is like it's there's no matchmaking in Lego Fortnite. They basically assumed like this is for basically going to be starting with small
Creative mode.
children. Well, no, there's survival. And you can
Oh,
like build from there and you don't have to pay
okay,
for a
but
server.
it's less multiplayer focused,
Yeah,
I guess.
it's more cooperative.
Okay.
But like if I create a world and you join in, I can give you a key to my world and you can come back anytime.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
yeah.
neat.
I
So
mean, like, people are really down on Fortnite in general for some reason, even though, like, I don't know, it's been around for years.
yeah,
I've played it. It's a very, very good third person. Like, the feeling of playing it for a third person shooter, I would compare to, like, it's not the same at all, but it's almost like you play a first person shooter like Half-Life. That's how that's how Fortnite feels as a third person game.
yeah,
You know, like it's a really quality game for what it is, and then it has the creative mode stuff. It has weird custom games. It has official stuff now. That I like the fact that it is basically the metaverse
yeah.
that actually it's the real one.
It's the only one that doesn't feel like
It
it
isn't
doesn't feel
VR
hokey.
chat or Second Life.
Yeah,
Also,
Metaverse real? No
But,
way.
I mean, like, yeah, when I started, I played it a little bit like a year or two ago, and I remember I jumped into this like city RP thing, and it was all children,
yeah,
but it was still cool. Like, you know, it was like playing fucking Roblox or something. I was amazed. Like, this is Fortnite. I thought it was just shoot game. No, it's got so much. It's cool, and it's like free, but you know, you buy your Master Chief skin or
yeah.
whatever. I don't know.
You can get your skins that are like the weekend or like
You have the Wu Tang glider,
I
right?
do. I bought all the Wu Tang
Yeah,
stuff I could get.
That's kind of
yeah.
sick.
I do want some of that. I have a few things that I liked. I got some stuff I unlocked, and I'm probably gonna start playing on this new battle pass thing with Peter Griffin. Oh god.
Yeah,
Oh,
Peter
holy
is
Oh,
crap,
great.
Loish.
Peter is
Yeah.
on. You have to get to level. You have to get to level 70 to unlock him in the battle pass.
Oh goodness God me. Well, I'll see what I can do.
I
But
it honestly though, you can get pretty high levels just doing like random shit in these new
I
modes.
I've mentioned my favorite thing in Fortnite is actually the like XP grind red versus blue side mode shit where
Oh
it's
yeah,
just an endless purposeless battle where people just fight and snipe each other and it gets you XP and it's technically it's like an XP grind but I don't know I just found it fun. I was like I found that better than the normal mode. I enjoyed it.
and
So
they're
so
starting to
it
add
wouldn't be
like new
too hard.
perspectives too. Like there's some top down like custom games.
Oh, that's really neat. Yeah, no, I'm not soured on Fortnite. I know I'm like cynical on a lot of
It's a
things, but
thing that we
Fortnite's
probably should be, but it's also like
not.
it's so well
Yeah.
made and constantly
It's
refreshes itself.
like you don't need to pay for anything as an adult. The one thing you can say it like you're a little kid, you don't want to play as Jonesy. You
Yeah,
want to have your weekend skin with super gold cape or whatever. So it influences children, but as adults,
yeah.
you're a little less
Yeah, it's like the
susceptible,
only
at least.
times those things like ever affect me is like, oh, okay, fuck, you got, the Flash or you got Master Chief or Doom Guy. It's like, okay, I remember that. That it hits with member berries
I
or
know
like
what that is. Yeah.
yeah. It's like I remember when Michael Myers was an interesting horror character. Fuck yeah, alright.
Uh, yeah, I don't know. I'll probably play some of that. I
We, we
don't
we
think
we could do a Fortnite like a Fortnite night. There's gotta be a
You would
better way
have
to
Oh
to
do
yeah.
that.
you would have to convince me.
I think
I'm personally not a fan of how Fortnite plays.
I think we can
Really?
convince you from some of the side modes because
You
essentially,
know,
Maybe.
have you played the Unreal 5 version of it? Because
it
it
did
does
change the
feel different
movement.
now.
Nah, I didn't. Last time I played it was like 2020,
The,
I
the, the
Ooh.
the
think.
only thing you have to deal with is the admittedly garbage user interface, but every
Oh,
game is
great.
going to that. So hey,
Yeah, UI is
But is
becoming a
it
dying
because
word.
of Fortnite though? So
no,
you have to consider that.
they all just want to do basically the Hulu user interface. In fact, COD literally hired some of the
Hulu?
Hulu devs. Yeah,
Why
Hulu?
would they do
Hulu.
something like this?
I'm not
Why
even
would
kidding.
video games be Hulu?
I wish I knew. It's the only thing I don't like about like when they do these new user interface changes. I don't think Apex has gotten that change. I haven't played Apex in a tiny bit, but a lot of games have
Yeah,
gone to this
every
new
game
design.
looks that way now with the tabs. It all tries to
Yeah.
funnel you into spending money.
I mean, look,
Destiny.
yeah, Destiny's also got a lot of other problems now too.
That's true.
Um,
Well,
yeah, it's all I got for
speaking of
Fortnite.
having speaking of having a lot of problems, how about the completionist?
Well,
Yeah.
there's one thing I want to say first. I want to bring
Oh
up.
shit, I
Just
thought that would
one.
be perfect.
It's gonna be quick.
Is
It's gonna be
perfect.
quick. Don't worry. Speaking of having a lot of problems, so we didn't talk about this. I forgot to bring it up when we were talking about GTA. But so
Yeah.
Twitter decided that it was going to limit the visibility
Oh
of the
yeah.
GTA 6 trailer with its YouTube link.
I forgot about
And
Oh
even the
yeah, that's
CEO,
right.
the new CEO, Linda
Yakar
Yaparino,
Yakarino.
basically tagged Rockstar Games and says, "Gaming is one of our most popular topics. Drop that trailer here. Give the people on at X what they want." Fucking desperate.
Yeah.
Actually desperate.
X is begging fucking Rockstar to please give us more attention. We deserve. I mean, to be fair, I do think it got more attention on Twitter because it's Twitter, but like that's just not where you post things. You
Yeah, it's like
post the YouTube link on Twitter.
and
Yeah. And
technically
that's what
it
they
already
did.
did get posted on
But
Twitter.
But
So
X wants to be the X platform of X things
Yeah.
with X
they
videos
want to
and
turn this
X
into a fucking banking platform too.
X
So
mortuary.
fucking-
Dude,
I don't
imagine
know
you
why.
put your money into the X bank and you get banned and it's just like stuck
Oh,
there
well,
forever.
sucks to be you.
Yeah, $30,000 just down the drain, folks.
That's free speech for you. Get banned.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was America. God,
Yeah,
fucking
it's pretty
embarrassing,
bullshit.
man.
Speaking of bullshit.
Yes.
Nah. So we last episode we very briefly mentioned the completionist Carl Jobst Mudahar thing.
Yeah.
So a couple days ago, we're actually yesterday. We are, we're here recording on Sunday the 10th. This happened yesterday, the 9th. So completionist posted. Oh God, how long was the video? Almost 20 minutes of basically just striking down every single bit of criticism that he received from Carl Jobst and Mudahar, with one exception. I'll get to that because I do think it's definitely something that should be talked about. But I watched the video. I looked through some of the things that he put down in the comments, all of the receipts that he put.
Yeah.
Honestly, I really do think that the only thing he did wrong was that thing that we'll get to later.
Yeah.
And not disclose that it was being held. He didn't do anything.
I
He
would
didn't do anything illegal. Yeah, there's like he welcomes an audit, although from what I've heard, it's a State Department thing to search into charities and not an IRS thing.
Also, you shouldn't
But
have
even
to deal
still,
with fucking government stooges like that. It's a nightmare.
but like he's confident enough to essentially call Carl and Muda's bluff. Which I'm not sure if it is a bluff. I don't know. Like this whole thing is very confusing at this point, and I'm mostly saying that because I'm very tired.
Yeah.
But I personally don't think that Gerard did anything wrong intentionally. I really do think that again, two things. One of them, the one that I think is a little bit more forgivable, he just didn't disclose that it was being held. So y'all were gonna say some things. I said most of what I was gonna say. I'm gonna talk about the one thing in just a bit.
Well, I don't know too much about the situation, but I have some people here on the Discord that have been talking about it, and I thought I would hit you up with some of the things that they've been saying.
Sure.
You can talk
I'm
about
pretty
that.
sure one of them is going to be that one thing that I'm holding. So yeah, just go ahead and let me know what you got.
I'm going up through on the YouTube chat. So we got a part here from Ark saying from a Dexerto article on Indie Land published about 3 months. Oh, so this is a response to something. It's it's a clip. It's a video clip. It's a minute long. None of the money on the Open Hand Foundation has ever funded any of the projects for his company, is the start of this quote. I'm not sure exactly the full thing here, but it's just Ark says, don't know if this was the discrepancy Muda's talking about, but lol Lamau, and it connects to this. Indieland article on Indieland published 3 months before Gerard admitted to actually taking OHF funds to pay some of the Indieland bills. And it's this whole thing. Without sponsorship, Indieland costs Gerard a decent chunk of change from his own pocket, meaning its budget could be reliant on how well the completionist does in his own right that calendar year. And I don't know. Oh geez, right now, exactly at this moment, Muda just dropped it.
All right. Yeah, I was gonna watch that before, but he didn't do it. Oh fuck, that's an hour long. Holy shit. Okay, we're not gonna cover that.
Yeah, we could maybe.
I'll watch it afterwards.
We could even just talk about this next time,
I do want to talk about.
We could record a thing tomorrow where we talk about it and we all watch the video and stuff.
if we make it quick, yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
But
I don't know.
I
Depends how
do
you
I
guys
do.
feel.
Let's go ahead and go over the stuff that's like out here now,
Sure.
because that's the stuff that we can talk about at the very least. So I guess I'll just go ahead and get into that one thing that I do think is still, if not sketchy, then at the very least unexplained. And that is Gerard basically saying that they had already donated the money. Now,
Mm.
to be completely fair to Gerard, I could be, misremembering this. He could have said we've raised the money instead of we've donated the money. I forget. But everyone's saying that he said he donated it. I'm going to go with that, at least until, like, I go back and look otherwise. But I will say, I do think that the way that Muda and Carl have been handling this isn't exactly the best. Because that's the
Yeah.
thing, neither of them are lawyers. And I feel like a lot of this is being put out. The first videos, sure, bring attention to something. Muda's made 4 videos on this, 5 if you want to count the one that literally just dropped. So,
Sounds a little
I
bit like the Mama Max shit. Like, let this legal situation be handled.
yeah. Also, this is something that really like irked me. Not as much at the time, but definitely a lot now. Carl Jobs' most recent video, his second video on it, he hasn't been milking this as much as Mudahar has.
Yeah.
His second video was very clearly pushed out to basically for a sponsorship.
Yeah, to kind of coincide with I believe a War Thunder sponsorship.
Yeah, it was posted on the last day of the month. Also, just in case you might want to bleep that.
Yeah, they aren't paying us.
Yeah,
That's
well,
true.
yeah. Just in
Probably.
case we have a partnership with them in the future, I don't have any ill will towards them.
Yeah,
I
no, they're
mean,
not the
yeah,
problem, but
we're not targeting them. It's
I
not.
will yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, the people with the sponsorships all over their videos, they sometimes they do like rush them out to meet a deadline or something. I imagine that I don't know. That's an interesting point though, yeah.
Yeah, I just it made me lose a bit of respect for him, kind of piecing that together. It wasn't as obvious when it first came out because I was like, okay, there's an update on this, better watch it. But like, it as it's been sitting with me and now knowing at the very least Gerard's response to it, it does kind of rub me the wrong way a bit that it's very clearly put out to coincide with that. Because it was
Yeah.
released on the very last day of the month, which is like, typically the sponsors, from what I know, I
Yeah.
might be wrong, they say basically get it out this month or like this week.
Mm.
Usually you have a target deadline for upload for some kind of sponsor. If a decent amount of money is being thrown around, usually,
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I have some
Speaking
other
of which, I saw you retweet that.
yeah,
Remember, guys, because we don't have integrity. Well, we
yes.
have integrity, but we
I
also
mean, my
we're
kind of
we're
integrity
spawn.
is, I like money, but I'm not gonna sell people out for it.
Yeah. So hey, Cushy Dreams code loud 25.
Yes,
Yay! Buy our merch. Buy that merch.
yes.
See,
Loud
we're
equals
we're
funny
not
dot
putting
com.
we're not putting this out just for a sponsorship. I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I shouldn't say that, but
Yeah,
we're not doing this to coincidentally coincide with
it's not
sponsorship.
coinciding. This
Well,
has been
I
consistent.
don't know because a lot of people have been. I mean, again, Tristan. I mean, like, here's the thing. I think others. This is the third spicy take of the episode. A lot of people, I think, are going to be disagreeing with you.
I'm used
Everybody
to it.
on the server here is disagreeing. I don't personally know too much about it, but I'll continue with some of the points here. There's one here. So this is from Tyler saying. Ghostbust Tyler. He's not given me permission to read this from his own words, but I'm gonna do it because I'm gangster. He's
Get
posted
fucked. Got him.
take take it from Reddit. The important points: Gerard is stepping away from his role in the Open Hand Foundation.
Yes, he did
He
do that.
acknowledges something should have been done with the money sooner. Directly says, "I'm
Yes.
sorry." Gerard also claims that the length of time was in fact because of the desire to make a large restricted donation, and it continues with some of the stuff. It's there's let's see here. Ark says we were always waiting until we had enough to make a restricted donation doesn't make sense when A. Gerard said he was shocked and pissed to learn money hadn't been donated in 2021/22. This could be explained by god-awful internal communications, but that wouldn't explain why. B. Gerard continued to say OH was working with numerous dementia research organizations after learning this, and
Oh shit, yeah, he did say working with.
did nothing to publicly clarify what their intents with the donations were. And C, in one of the Indie Land streams, Gerard said Open Hand was one of UCSF's main funding support partners. Yet, not only was OH not donating to UCSF at the time, the restricted donation didn't go there either. So what do you have to
Yeah,
say to all that?
Yeah.
so
You're on the
this is
spot,
my
Tristan.
yeah. So some of this is my opinion, some of this is fact. So first of all, yes, he did step down, and I think that I do think that he was right to do so because a lot of the heat's being put on him. So I don't think the charity should suffer for that, even if the heat might be a little misguided. That's not personally my opinion. I feel like some of it is very much stuff that he should be held accountable for. But I do believe that, it's a smart move to distance yourself from the charity. That's good. Oh geez. Let me link the post so I can just go through and like read this.
Sure. Let me give you.
So he did say that the money was donated too late, which I agree. Yes. And he did say that he really fucked up with communication. Yeah, 100%. Oh man, you had to link me directly to the server. All right. Length of time. Okay, so he also directly apologized, of course, for the for how long it took, which I think is very good. Obviously, if he just refused to apologize for it, that would be not that great. But he did directly
apology
apologize.
is the easy part.
Well, yeah, but you'd be surprised how many people don't do that.
That's true.
Fucking toxic gossip train.
Yeah.
Any future Indie Land events will not be associated with charity work and instead focus strictly on indie games. Now, I think that was a misstep personally.
I mean, I think that's fine for maybe the first one back.
Yeah, I think it's an overstep. Like, maybe it was a good move, but I feel like a bit of an overreaction, personally.
Yeah.
Gerard claims the region it was listed private by public. Is they attempted to change designation, were instructed by the IRS to behave as a public foundation for a period of time. That all checks out, actually. I'm not sure why the private and public thing was a big deal. I don't remember that too much in at least Carl's video. So, yeah. Also, the e-signatures thing, that also checks out. I've submitted stuff with e-signatures. You don't fucking sign, like, with a signature, a fucking e-signature. You don't do that.
Yeah.
2019 expenses for that year caused reported revenue to be smaller. Okay, so nonprofits do have, I don't think it's an obligation, but definitely oh geez, what's the word? Like they have every right to use donations for expenses, as long as those expenses aren't more than they should be.
Yeah.
As long as there's not any money secretly going missing. The apparent discrepancies in revenue reporting for 20 and 21 were a result of COVID-19. Yes. In fact, I'm pretty sure that's why the golf thing didn't actually really happen that year. It happened the next year in November. And even then, people really weren't comfortable being, close by together. That's something that I feel very, like, it's very strange that Carl and Muda really didn't piece that together. Because if I heard of a golf event in 2020, I'd be like,
oh,
yeah, unless that shit took place in January or February, that was canceled.
Or at the very least, like, it was so limited.
Yeah, it was probably like 5 people were able to participate. Those are the only 5 people who showed up, maybe besides like family and friends. Like, they got sponsorship money, but that had to be like stretched out to the next event because they already paid once. You're not just going to be like, well, actually, no, we're going to keep the money though, haha.
Yeah.
OHF money was not used for any of his company's projects, and neither he or his family ever touched the money. I do remember that there was a thing with him taking money out temporarily to fund something and then paying it all back. I don't know. That might have been fucking. I'm not sure. I don't remember that exactly. So let me go over the rest. So going to this post. We're always waiting until we had to just. All right. So the restricted donation thing. Excuse me. We were always waiting until we had enough to make a restricted donation. Doesn't make sense when A. Gerard says he was shocked and pissed to learn the money hadn't been donated in 21 or 22. Could be explained by a god-awful internal communications, but that wouldn't explain why. Then that's next. Okay. So I do think that it was bad internal communications, but I don't think that doesn't really. That's not a malice thing. That's just like, oh yeah, we kind of fucked up with communication, which Gerard did admit, yeah, he should have communicated to us. So I feel like communication might just be a bit of an issue.
Yeah.
Gerard continued to say that Open Hand was working with numerous dementia research. So for that part, I think that working with might just be misconstrued as intent to donate. It's a bit flimsy, but that's just my personal opinion. You know, if you have an intent to donate to somewhere, you might should be like, oh yeah, we're going to work with them. We're working with them. Then next, oh yeah, nothing to publicly clarify what their intents with the donations were. I do feel like their intent with the donation would be going directly to research. That's why he wanted it to be restricted. Yeah. And on to the next point. Indieland Streams, Gerard said Open Hand was one of USCS's main funding support partners. That is a big one. That's something that hasn't yet been explained. Very true. But the next thing, not only was Open Hand not donating, yeah, true. At the time, the restricted donation didn't go there either. So, this is my opinion. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a lawyer. I don't know. Outside of this fucking. Outside of knowing a little bit about Vine Sauce's Hope and also this specific event, I don't know much about charities.
Yeah.
But I believe that he donated to a different charity, like a different. I guess because they're the charity organization. I think it's like an organization. Research organizations. Yeah, there it is. So I think that he didn't donate to UCSF. Fuck, that's a weird. San Francisco, University of California, San Francisco. I think he didn't donate there specifically because their limit for restricted donations would be higher. And I think he donated somewhere where a restricted donation is a lot lower cap. I think that is my personal belief that's what happened.
Yeah, I mean,
I said it in way too many words, but
You're fine, dude.
Yeah, I'm tired. Give me a break. But I do very much think that that's the reason he didn't donate to UCSF, and why it maybe took so long to get the donation to UCSF is because they might have a higher limit for, because UCSF is big. I mean, it's literally a fucking university. And you know, you with a donation, with a restricted donation, you want to make sure that none of that goes to like a CEO or to pay a salary or to like fund a fundraiser or something like that. Well, fund a fundraiser might be all right, but like you want to make sure that it goes directly to the research, you know?
Yeah.
right. Yeah.
I'll bring something else up. If y'all don't stop me, I'm just gonna keep saying the same points over and over again.
You're good.
No, I mean, again, I don't know too much about the situation. I think by tomorrow, if we decide to watch I think it would be interesting. Maybe we could record it and append it to this recording.
Yep.
But if we want to watch,
It's already,
if you're listening
it's already
tonight,
so fucking long.
Patrons,
Yeah, so
if you're listening tonight, you'll hear this.
I want to say, and shit, if you want to like cut this out and move it to the front of when we're talking about all this, this is all recorded.
Yeah.
Literally fucking 20 minutes after Mudahar uploaded his response.
Well, we were talking about it while
when
he
you said
uploaded
it.
yeah,
it.
we
Yeah.
we
No, so
started
they'll hear
talking
it.
about it when it came up,
They'll hear
Yeah.
it.
and it's a fucking hour long, and I have stuff to do after this.
Yeah,
I have stuff to do in 30 minutes.
I gotta shit and shower. I gotta get ready for work tomorrow.
So we don't have time to watch that.
Food.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it either later tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, because
And
it's something I do want to talk about off call with later. So that's we'll save this for after for sure.
Yeah. So basically, it's my opinion that aside from the big stipulation, the big single remaining factor that is him saying that he's donated or that he's the main funding partner specifically in this case, I think that needs to be explained.
Yeah.
But other than that, the biggest problem was lack of transparency. Yeah, it should have been donated sooner, but if they had been open with people and let them know, hey, we're waiting to hit this funding goal so we can donate it as a restricted donation, and then just be like, here's what a restricted donation is. If they had done that, I feel like a lot of people would be more, if you pardon the unfortunate choice of word, more charitable to the situation. But that lack of transparency is like he does own up to it, and he does apologize for it. I do still think that that's a big issue. It's definitely something that should not have happened. But at the end of the day, I do not in any way think that it was malicious. I don't think that it was done with the intent to be like, yes, we're just going to keep this money and not do anything with it for such a long time.
Yeah.
Like, what would be the goal of that? What would be the... Sorry, excuse me.
You're good.
I haven't had my drink of water.
So you're
Didn't
saying
pour
that
it.
the money hasn't been pocketed to buy Rolexes and shit?
Yeah, it wouldn't have been, because the money didn't go anywhere besides maybe that bit that was taken to fund something and then immediately put back in once the money came back. Like,
yeah,
I don't see.
None of
why
us are
someone would...
financial experts. Maybe there's
Yeah,
some
like-
kind of interest thing that's happening.
yeah. I think honestly, what I feel like is they just didn't really know what to do with it at the time, and
yeah, like
got in over
the
their
worst
heads.
the worst I could attribute that to is poor management and lack of transparency.
yeah.
Like, I don't think that
I feel like
he's a fraud and he's just pocketing the money.
Yeah, I feel
because
like
he very obviously didn't. I mean, I feel an important thing. He donated the money.
Yeah,
he donated the money like
money has
a
been
day
donated.
or two. He donated it a day or two before his response came up. But he donated it.
What took him so long?
It's
honestly probably
like
not knowing what to say. Because
what took him so long to donate it?
like we were saying, it's because he wanted to do a restricted donation to UCSF.
That way,
and again, that's why you go ahead.
I was gonna say that way it just goes straight to what it needs to go to, which I get. If he had been upfront with it to begin with, like if this had straight up been saying like we're banking this for a big donation, I feel like this wouldn't have been
exactly where it goes.
Yeah, I feel like this would not have been a story.
And I really do think that that's why he didn't donate all of this to UCSF, is because, different... again, I don't know too much about charity.
Yep.
But I feel like different organizations probably have different caps for what can be, considered as a restricted donation. Because it's weird. Like, if you donate, like, so-and-so amount of dollars, but it's like, maybe like 1,000, that can't be restricted. It's so weird. But like, larger sums of money, they can be.
I
don't know.
I do know this. Whenever we do a fundraising drive for anything,
I would love to do a charity stream.
I would love to too, but we are going to have a middleman take the money and push it.
100%.
Yeah,
that shit is not touching any of our hands.
Yeah, no, I am not getting a single cent of
Well, I
shit.
think YouTube has an option to just do stuff for charity through like YouTube.
They do.
Yeah, that's the thing though. I think if we do a charity stream, it would be really cool if like we split the money 3 ways and each of it goes to a charity of our choosing.
I would be
like,
down for
that
this.
makes sense.
Yeah, because I have a few charities that I would love to have money donated to. It's just that,
I've got something that I'd be down for.
I have no money, so I can't donate.
But yeah, no, it's I think going forward for anyone who does YouTube, get a third party. You find a middleman
Yeah.
that's generally reliable at the very least.
Yeah, it's good advice.
Because one, it saves you from anywhere near this kind
Well,
of trouble.
especially if you're doing some kind of charity thing like
Yeah.
this. I mean, this is some wild stuff. I mean, I don't know. It's very complicated, and I don't know. I can imagine that it was negligence because it's probably pretty easy to be negligent in this case, or maybe not even negligence, but just like just
Just
some level of
misaction, I guess.
misguidedness. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It sounds like if the money's been donated, I guess it's fine. But I mean, I guess it's not probably
I will
nothing criminal.
say,
Yeah.
as much as I do think that if Carl and Muda were doing this intentionally to like defame Gerard, I do think that action should be taken with that. But God, I really hope this just doesn't evolve into another fucking YouTube lawsuit.
Yeah,
Oh,
I don't
Freudian slip with almost saying
Lol
lol suit because
I mean, it would basically be.
yeah.
I mean, now of course we're recording this before we've seen either whatever Mood is doing, and then I think Carl said he was doing something, but
Yeah, Carl said he's gonna have something up next week.
I just
taking his time with it.
I just can't see how this isn't. I can't see how this is good for them. I'm gonna be honest.
So really quick, I do want to again. I want to very much say that all of this is recorded before we've seen even a second
This
of Mudahar's video.
Yeah, this is right now 8:12.
Yeah, I barely know. I
We
know
don't have the time to
barely
go through
anything
this.
about all of this. I'm just bouncing things off of people.
Yeah.
I'm
I do
learning
want
as we
to.
go.
I actually do want to note. I just clicked into the video, so I paused it. So I still technically haven't seen a second. Actually, hold on.
Yeah.
Okay, I have seen a second of the video, so that statement's no longer. Anyway,
Yes.
dumb joke. So Mudahar does say in his thing that this will be, quote, this will be the final video on this matter and is a response to the completionist response to our videos in regard. That's so poorly worded, man. Muda, come on.
Yeah.
But yeah, so apparently Gerard said that his video is going to be his last video. Muda says that his video is going to be the last video. I really do hope that all of this just ends.
I do too. I'm
like as much as
a quote from Tyler. Apparently, an actual accountant reacted to Gerard's response too, and clips from his full video have been used in Muda's. So there's a guy called the Certified Gaming Accountant.
that does
yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I was gonna say it
Go
doesn't
ahead,
bode
go ahead.
confidence with that name, but
Yeah, I think I saw him on Twitter basically begging for a spot in the video, which that's a bit,
Well, I mean, again, all I'm saying, knowing very little about all this, I'm just saying that I'm in the process of editing the video about Mama Max, which has gone from being a live clip into being more of a full thing with memes. It might be up by the time this is up. It's pretty close to done, but Mama Max is friends with Muda, and Muda helped him a few years ago with his hashtag Pick a Side YouTube, and kind of getting people like Philly D involved, getting people to tweet about it, getting it trending, getting YouTube involved. I kind of forget the specifics about that scenario, but what I remember now is just that, yeah, he's friends with Mama Max, and so, hearing about all of this and like, yeah, what sounds like it could be some level of, big sort of legal case being handled by, I mean, respectfully, I do like Carl Jobst and Muda. I've watched them for years, but a speedrunning YouTuber and another guy who talks about
he's like
a variety of things. But,
a variety YouTuber. I was gonna say,
Yeah.
Like
And
that's the thing. That's the thing too, because like I like Carl Jobst, and like I don't watch Muda's stuff because he puts out like a lot of videos, and
Yeah.
it's just a lot for me to take in. But
Yeah.
like I respect the guy, and it's just like I don't know. Like from everything that I've personally seen, it just kind of doesn't add up that Gerard is this evil guy who's like, planning to take all the money or something.
I mean, I
Like,
will say I've never liked Gerard personally. I mean, not like as a person personally, but just like personally, watching his stuff, I've never enjoyed him or
that's
anything
fair.
he's made, but that's just his content, you know. I
Yeah,
don't
his
know
content
anything
has a
about him
certain style.
personally.
It's not for everybody. I'll
Yeah.
Yeah,
admit, I haven't really watched one of his videos in a while, and
yeah,
that's on me. I just kind of see them and I'm like, later. But
yeah.
like, that's the thing. I've been following Gerard for a while. I've never been this massive fan of him, but like, I don't know, just nothing to me makes it seem like he's this malicious guy. And I 100% wanted to wait for his
Not even
response to
his
say
big
this.
evil beard.
Honestly, Gerard, if you're listening, buddy, you got to trim that into like this pointed goatee. Just make yourself look like an evil wizard. That shit would look so
Look like
cool.
the master. Look like the old
Oh my
Delgado
god, yeah.
master.
No, no, not even the old Delgado master. Look like the new master, like disguised as Rasputin.
Oh, nice, nice.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. I don't see this going well if it gets taken to like being a lawsuit. I don't see it working well for anybody. So I hope it
No.
doesn't get taken to those lengths. It does suck that the court of public opinion has already basically made up their minds.
Yeah, I mean, it'll
Yeah.
potentially. That's not necessarily a final thing. I mean, that's an ever changing state of
Bro,
opinion.
there are people who still think Danny Sexbang is a sex weirdo.
That's true. Yeah.
There are
I
people
mean,
who think that Vinny Vinesauce is a sex weirdo
Yeah.
because of
yeah,
allegations that have come out and have been disproven since then.
and weren't even really anything to begin with.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I suppose that's true. But I mean, his response seemed to have somewhat swayed you, and I mean, I suppose it could have done the same for others. It remains to be seen what Muda has to say, I guess, and how this
Yeah, whole ass
continues to
hour
unfold.
video.
Yeah, and then Carl's gonna wait a week or something too. So I mean, that's gonna be interesting to see. I'll definitely. I mean, if we decide to do this tomorrow, we'll catch up. If not, maybe next time we'll talk about it or something. We'll cover the responses because
Yeah.
next time
Yeah.
there'll also be the Carl one, so maybe that would be best.
True.
That's the thing. I'm open to having my mind changed, but I do feel like that there's a good reason that I waited for Gerard's response specifically because I just felt that something was kind of off about it. From the very beginning.
Whole situation, you mean?
Yeah, the whole
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah.
I really don't want to accuse Carl and Muda of just doing this for like views because obviously neither of them are the type to do this. Although Carl does sensationalize things a bit, which I mean, fair. The man's already battling a lawsuit with Billy Mitchell, and Billy Mitchell is
Yeah, which fuck Billy Mitchell,
the
I mean.
yeah the
I
most sensationalizable person to have ever existed.
I think unless both of these guys are complete frauds to the bone, which I
I
think
don't
is
think so.
unlikely. I think they're both smart enough to know that it's not a good idea to do this if they don't have some level of you know idea about it, some level of conviction, some reason to think, that they might be onto something. But again, I just don't fucking know whenever I see this serious legal shit being taken care of by. I mean, this
Yeah,
isn't to the extent with the Mama Max trying to get Mr. Beast and XQC to talk about this like child abuser,
Yeah.
but like it is like this kind of strange, I don't know, future dystopia, where we're having like literal, like, not even the court of public opinion, but the fucking judge, jury, and executioner is public opinion now. And
yeah,
you just get your, I mean, your internet video about how this guy did this and this, and like that video. I don't know if I mentioned it last time, but a really important thing about when we were watching his stuff on stream, Mama Max, was
Yeah.
that the way that it was structured, made it seem like the guy that he was talking about was like, I said at one point, it's like this is a social experiment where this guy didn't do anything wrong, but we're all supposed to believe that he did. And like that's just kind of the way things are to an extent, where you can just kind of, yeah, I mean, and like get corpse husband involved. I don't know. This is a bit of a different scenario because these guys are both like, Muda talks about again a variety of things. This isn't out of the realm for
Yeah.
him, but
Yeah.
for Carl Jobst, it's a little,
It's a little different.
it's a little different. But even then, for both of them, it's like this is still not. I mean, it's not out of the realm maybe for either of you particularly, but if you just stop and think like, wow, I mean, this is like charity fraud, and we have you guys doing this. I mean,
Yeah, like it
no
really.
disrespect to you guys even, but like, shouldn't this be the police? I don't know. Like,
Yeah, like I feel like if something was really wrong, I'm not saying that by not doing it they're doing something wrong. Well, I, I'm not saying that they're faking it because they didn't do this. Is what I mean to say. But like, I feel like the first thing you should do when you suspect charity fraud is like immediately report it, and then if nothing happens for such a long time, you either realize that they probably already looked at it or didn't think that it was worth looking into and moving on, or just fucking or making your video. Then after a little while of having already put the thing in, it's like that EDP thing with the guy in the cupcake. I forgot his
Yeah.
name.
Yeah.
Where he called the police after EDP was already waddling away.
Oh god, I'm gonna call him Chuck Finnery because I feel like it's close enough to his name, and I don't like the guy. So
Yeah, I already forgot his name because he
Buck
fumbled it.
Bimley.
yeah, Chuck Finnery.
Yes, Jim Tuckley or whatever,
Right.
Buckley Tuckley.
Tim
And he-
Buckley. Oh God.
but like, I just feel like this is something that you should have reported to the authorities first and then made your expose video on.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's this is all just a very. It's not a situation that should be dealt with the court of public opinion and
Well,
YouTube
yeah.
drama and all of that stuff.
I mean,
It's just
like, it's funny because again, like I just talked about Mama Max, but yeah, like I think yesterday on the 9th, I think was the day I did it. I did a stream and we looked at these user rant people, this 28-year-old guy who pals around with these children. Sorry, I've been engaging in the marijuana. 28-year-old guy
Sick.
pals around with children.
FishyDreams.com loud 25.
Load
Yeah.
25
Load
is
25.
not the code. It's loud 25. That's the yeah. Um but yeah, no. There was these user rant people, and it was this 25-year-old guy or 28-year-old guy. He is friends with all of these children in VR chat. And he is, they're like making exposed videos about each other. Him like, you're a little racist, Ace Jagger. You're a racist, and I don't care that you're 11 years old, and you're gonna get exposed, and your whole career is gonna be over. And I'm just watching this like, this is what we do now? Like, this is just where we are. Just people just left and right. Like, your career of 5 subscribers on YouTube is gonna be over, buddy. Just you wait. I'm gonna expose you for all these things I didn't think were a problem until I decided to make that a thing. I don't know. This is again a different situation, but
Yeah.
it is just like
Yeah.
one of those things that like we're in this world of, charity fraud being dealt with by the same guy who used to do creepypasta videos. Which
I remember hearing a lot of people saying, "Man, I miss when you used to just do creepypasta videos." I do want
Yeah.
to say we should probably wrap up soon, but I want to say
Yeah.
real quick. Holy shit! I forgot the joke that I was going to make. Oh, okay. But like TMZ and Keemstar Drama Alert and iDubbbz Content Cop,
Yeah.
those have been extraordinarily damaging to an entire generation.
Yeah.
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 Like at the very least, with TMZ, they're reliable, and Keemstar is the ultimate broken clock that's right twice a day,
Yeah, literally right like
and
maybe 2 or 4 times.
and then
iDubbbz videos
iDubbbz
were all
Content
pretty
Cop
good
was
and
they were
funny.
high quality and funny, but like God, they had ramifications that we're probably not going to see the end of for a while.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ruined an entire generation of YouTubers.
We're on the way
age of the
down.
expose video.
Oh God. Well,
Sorry to get all doomerist.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, all y'all listening to the podcast.
the Doomerist. That's the next scandal.
Oh god,
Listen, all of y'all listening to the podcast, if we have an update on that, we're gonna put that right here.
All right.
There you go.
I did a clap so that you could like.
I don't think it
like,
it
see
didn't
the-
happen.
Yeah, I did
All
a clap
I'll
so you
notice
could
is
see like the.
silence.
Yeah,
So
I did a clap so you could see the peaks on the waveform, but that didn't work.
see, I'm gonna leave
Try
this
to
part in
copy.
for when we come back.
All right, so here we are. I just got back from the gym and I finished up Muda's video. Hour long. Honestly, I think it should have been a lot shorter, but I don't think it's really enough for a full cast thing. So I'm just gonna like record this and submit it. Since I was the guy mostly going to bat for Gerard, but I will clarify that I spent a lot of time talking about how Gerard actually didn't say anything about working with charities when in reality he wasn't really working with them. And actually, that's not true. I must have spaced out at some point during the apology video, which that's on me. But he said that he was working with charities when in reality he was just talking with them, which is what I personally think he did mean. So I'm glad I was right on that. Hey, listen to that. I called it. Yeah. However, after watching Muda's video, there are some things that I do feel like need to be said. First of all, I'm a lot less down right now on Muda than I was when we recorded yesterday. It just seems like he does genuinely want everything that he asked answered, and he's not out for like drama or blood or whatever you want to say. I don't think he's, I don't think he's being malicious with it either. I just think he sees all of this and he has questions and he wants them answered, which that's good. I really hope they do get answered, because I just want this situation to end, honestly. Like it sucks that the court of public opinion is currently against Gerard, but like I just want this to be wrapped up, man. I don't know. So I guess I'll just go through the points really quick that he brings up, and the ones that I do personally believe we should bring up. We'll probably get more into it next week when Carl posts his video about it. But for me, I think when Muda brings up the thing with the Twitch bits, essentially he shows a clip of Gerard during a charity stream saying, hey, listen, Twitch bits, subs, all that's gonna go to charity. We're not gonna touch that. And Muda basically says, well, here's a clip of you saying that these went to operating costs. But I think that's a bit of a stretch, because I feel like it's taken as read for any charity that when you donate money or when something goes to the charity, some of it has the potential to be used for operating costs. In fact, it's unusual when a charity doesn't, put stuff into operating costs. And I personally believe that when Gerard says we don't touch any of it, he means that this doesn't go into our pockets. We're not pocketing the money, This isn't going towards, our hoard of gold and jewels in our goblin cave, So I think that that's a bit of a stretch. I do still think that we need to see the numbers for how much money was donated from those bits, Twitch's cut and how much they put into an account with that. I don't think it's necessary, because I feel like that was mostly used for operating costs. And, operating costs are something that every charity has to do. There's also a very big thing. So they didn't file as a public charity after becoming one. And specifically during the 60-month period, there's like a box for, for filing as private, but hey, we're transitioning to public and we're in this 60-month period. So those actually weren't ticked. They haven't filed as a public charity. I personally take that down to a clerical error, but I do feel like that we at the very least need an explanation on that. Also, the golf thing is brought up, and this is a big L on my part, my B, if you will. But Muda actually says that he did skip 2020, and I'm not sure if I specifically put that on him or Carl or an ambiguous they, but that was addressed, and if I put that on... I said Carl here, but I mean Mudahar. I'm not stupid, I swear. That's on me. I should not have done that, because I actually did not watch his video about the golf thing. Because I'd already watched Carl's video, and I just kind of decided, listen, at this point, I'm just waiting until Gerard says something. And Muda put out like 5 videos on him, which is a bit much, personally. But yeah, Muda gave him, a lot of leeway with that. He didn't count 2020 because what the fuck was taking place during 2020, actually. But yeah, so that is definitely not on him, and I should probably wrap this up. This is getting to like 7 minutes, and 7 minutes is all I have to play with you. So those are the main things that are brought up. In conclusion, I think that I agree with Muda when he says that if there was just transparency, all of this would have been avoided, and I think there should have been transparency from the start, and that sucks and it's disappointing. But he's apologized for being not transparent with what's been donated and what hasn't been donated and why, the money was being held. He also apologized for, saying that he was working with organizations when in reality he was just talking to them. And I think that once he, clarifies with the TwitchBit thing and the filing as public charity or not filing as public charity, I think all of this can just be put behind everybody. Obviously, the court of public opinion is still going to be heavily against Gerard because people really like to hate things. And that sucks. But I really hope that nothing bad comes of all this. And that's really it. And we are back to the podcast as it was recorded last night. Yeah, fuck it. Why not?
Yeah.
But yeah, so if there was an update, you just heard it. Don't we look silly or completely right? I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever.
It's an hour long fucking video.
Can you believe what Bane said about the Jews?
Honestly, you really shouldn't have cut that out, bro. I bet our entire audience would agree with you.
Yeah.
I know at least,
they're all like-minded people.
there's at least a few people in my audience who would agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Cushy Dreams, Loud 25.
Yeah, Cushy Dreams, Loud 25.
Yeah, so hey, listen. If you like a good deal, if you like some funny weed, if you're interested in trying the funny weed, go cushydreams.com, KUSHYDREAMS.com, and use code LOUD25 at checkout. Fill up your cart with a bunch of shit. And you know what? If you fill it up a little bit too much, maybe, I don't have that much money. That's okay. Because you get 25% off. Then look at all the savings. And then, this is your final chance, and you better listen close. Because if you didn't listen close before,
You better
fuck
do it
you.
now.
If you use your code, our code,
Yes.
your code, who the fuck are you? If you use our code LOUD25, that's LOUD25 at checkout, you get entered in before the 15th. You get entered in for a chance to win $150 in just free shit. Make sure
And
you put
you're
your
a
phone.
dumb motherfucker.
Well, yeah, but that's just a given.
Yeah.
You're a dumb motherfucker, actually, if you don't do this.
If you
That's
decide not
true.
to, you're missing out, buddy.
Listen, if you don't do this for us because it's for us,
Yeah,
you can't.
right.
It's for you.
Yeah.
You look at you, slovenly imp.
You think you deserve anything?
This is for us, and if you don't do it for us, then honestly, you mean less to me than dirt. Although to
Yeah,
be fair, dirt's very important. It has all the nutrients in it.
Dirt is
Dirt
very
is pretty-
tasty.
Yeah, there's a lot going on in dirt.
I wasn't going that angle, but yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to ask Claw about that one.
I disagree. Yeah. Well, I had a very specific kind of dirt. It was more like a chalky sand.
Yeah,
I hate
Gross.
sand.
it's so coarse and rough.
We gotta go. I'm so fucking tired.
I think there was one other thing I don't remember. Didn't Bane have something?
we'll save it for next episode.
Yeah,
It's one of those things
late.
I can save it for next episode.
But listen, go
8:30
to
at the moment.
Yes.
go to fucking
Oh, motherfucker.
go to patreon.com/loud equals funny, and you'll be
Yes.
able to support us,
You'll
support
turn
the
this
things we do.
early, possibly
Yeah,
a day or two early, depending on
Before-
how fast I get that app. But
Yeah, before even the correction.
yes,
So hey, if we're wrong, just wait.
I'm actually downloading Vegas 19 because I just got that recently.
Oh, sick.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's better than what you were using before.
It was Vegas 18.
Oh well, hopefully it's better.
It's more like a lateral move.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they cripple the old one, so the new one just becomes the old one.
Yeah, plus Humble has it for like $25 right now, so it's like
Oh, sick.
super cheap.
So listen, go to patreon.com/loud equals funny. Thank you so much to our patrons. And hey, if you wanna rep the loud equals funny trademark,
Yes.
Which
it's
is
a fun
great
shirt.
trademark. It's just such a good thing to wear, independent of the podcast. You wear it to your family's, your uncle's funeral.
Yeah.
That's a really great shirt. It makes a statement.
You're wearing
you
a
know?
It's a
flannel
fun
shirt.
shirt.
Smoking darts outside with, the hot cousin that you're flirting with, It's worth it.
She's the third cousin. It's fine,
Yeah.
legally speaking, and everything. Morally,
They're not going to
it's
be
a fun
totally
shirt.
inbred.
It's a fun shirt for any occasion, even incest.
Yes.
Anyway,
That's really incest.
we gotta go.
Yes.
We're
We're
getting
losing our
wild.
minds.
thanks,
Okay.
people. Take it easy. See you next time. Thanks for listening. Penis.
Penis. Oh, holy shit.